and they've won all three of them so far, which is like insane when you think about it.
Yeah, it's just the legacy that NYP has. It's either that because every campus legends, it's a whole different team.
Yeah,
It's just the school difference
yeah.
kind of thing.
I think like if we can just uh like SMU, we saw a little bit earlier. They had their uh they are I think a bit newer to Campus Legends. I'm not sure if they played last year. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but NYP is I think slightly favored in this matchup just because again they were the top of the table on in the group and uh they went 6-0. They pretty much like ran over everybody on the group.
hmm I believe that was NYP, right?
Yeah,
Not
and
SMU. SMU was in
I
Group
think I
A.
may have mixed it
May
up.
have
I'm
mixed up
sorry,
both
guys.
groups, you know.
Yeah,
Right. NYP should be the favorites, right?
yeah,
I'm. I mean, they have their legacy, their 6-0 win streak in Group B,
yeah,
but SMU being in Group A is a slightly, I believe, a stronger group in general.
yeah. It was a slightly stronger group, but SMU is still like is no slouch, and NYP as well. They just destroyed IT College Central. I'm sorry, we also can't show it. We wouldn't be
Sadly.
able to show that because it was played simultaneously, and they went 2-0 as well. I
hmm
think like all of the games so far, all the quarterfinals ended in 2-0s. So it was pretty insane.
Yep. But here we are in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't get any more 2-0s, such that you can see your teams actually battle it out and get maybe a 2-1. You know, at least give
Yeah.
them a tough run for their luck.
Yeah, I think for all the fans and for all the casters, like we won like a 3 game series. Like it's always fun to watch, fun to cast, right?
Yep.
But it's always the exact opposite thing. Like all opposition want, right? They want to be get 2-0s, get it done with, right?
hmm
But like, as soon as like that happens, like you just feel like that sense of accomplishment as well. Like, you just ran over your competition.
Yeah, like we have seen multiple times, I believe, before the playoffs in the group stages where we just see teams absolutely destroying the competition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was so true, and it was like even in I feel bad for it because I told you should just look in the future, but in SMU versus NUS, like uh they really actually ran over NUS, especially in game one. Game one they ran over NUS. Like they tried another game comp. I mean, anyway, on the side of NUS, but they lost early and they just snowballed against them. In the game two, they were actually pretty close. It was a lot more
hmm
back and forth. Even though the gold said that they were behind, they still were managed to get
Reaching the
picks.
kills.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep themselves in the running, even if they couldn't really get anything off those picks.
Yeah, I think let's head back to the present.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
SMU versus NYP, right? You know, us as casters, what do you think? Who do you think may win?
Even though like SMU really like completely destroyed NUS, I'm still like favoring NYP. Like they still have that pedigree. Like someone has to knock them down from my pedestal before I stop like giving place them as place them up above everyone else. Like someone has to knock them down. Someone has to give them the first loss before I can maybe doubt them.
hmm
Like other than like unless someone shows me that I don't lose any faith in them.
Right, you've heard Living Messiah give his own thoughts. You know, what about you viewers? Let us know your thoughts and you may rock away with this Legion KM300 bundle. Do put it in the chat on which team will win and don't forget to hashtag Legion.
Yeah, I think like this is how Chris does it. Like, hashtag. Oh, is it this way?
Hashtag, yeah.
Okay.
You know, in FPS games, this is actually my crosshair. It's just this, the hashtag.
Oh, it's a hashtag. Oh wow.
Yeah, so hashtag Legion and your team. Which team do you think will win? And you may stand a chance to walk away with this.
Yeah, I think like, the prize like that every gamer covets an RGB keyboard, right? And also a mouse. I think the mouse is also RGB as well, so you
Yeah,
can
so
really make your entire room this colorful.
hmm and then you have the software that actually connects all your RGB together, such that it reacts to the game. You know, you can set it to such that I believe some of the software allows you to set it to the Baron timers, the Dragon
Oh
timers
my
in
god,
game.
really?
So your entire setup can tell you, right, your dragon is spawning. Please go over and rotate.
Oh wow, only gamer things. That's some really only gamer things that
Hmm.
happen.
So I have a mousepad that actually tells me when the dragon and baron is up. So it's the two different sides that has the RGB kind of thing.
Oh wow. Well, actually, that's pretty cool. I kind of do it the old school way of trying to keep it in my head, then forgetting about it, and then realizing at the last minute, oh, it's coming up.
Yep.
Uh, I I remember in a time when like especially like in season one,
Hmm.
I really dated myself here. Like there was no Baron or like Dragon timers. You had to write it down. Like and the they actually didn't also announce when Baron or Dragon was taken.
Ah, so
So you had to be you. So the icon would still be there until you actually went and got Vision.
so it's technically somewhat like a buff. It's just there, and then you
It's
just don't
there.
know when the
It's
person takes it.
you don't know until you either see the enemy team come in with the Baron buff or uh like you go and check.
Hmm. Okay, I think I wouldn't want to play in the old
No.
school League of Legends. I mean, I started in, I believe, season 10, so I was pretty new to League.
Yeah. Even like see early seasons right until I think like season 5 or 6, right? Dragons were real really only gold at least until much later into League's life. Then because they realized it's kind of this objective, right? Just giving you gold. No one is playing around it. People are just taking it as a afterthought, right? So how can we change the game to incentivize dragons? So the first iteration was okay, dragon stack until maybe instead of elemental dragons, it's just like you kill a number of dragons until you get
A
a
certain buff.
certain buff, right? Until you
Ah,
get the elder dragon buff,
ah,
technically.
okay. And then I believe a season later or two, then they introduced the elements.
Yeah, they did the elemental
Ah,
change, and then actually, I really think Riot did a very good change by introducing that, incentivizing gameplay around it. The only thing I only think the only change they need to make now is maybe like I if you watch like Monte Cristo or Thorin talk about it, like by giving the information about what uh, Dragon Soul may come up during draft or champ select, right? So maybe you can, as a team, right, you can see, okay, how can I plan my team composition around what the coming Dragon Soul is going to be, right? Instead of it just being completely random and out of your hands, right? You can maybe plan ahead.
true. But wouldn't that, start thinking like, if let's say my team comp is suited to this dragon soul, right? And we know that it's coming, then wouldn't the opponent have the exact same idea? So how would you plan against that?
Yeah, I mean that it's so. I do get. I mean, it's just like it's another layer of like strategy and thinking, which you want to maybe introduce. But I get also this makes the entire like thought process right a lot more inaccessible to more casual players, right?
Hmm.
Because people just want to go and play. They don't want to just like, I want to know. Okay, is this good in Cloud Dragon Soul? Is it good into a Mountain Dragon Soul? Oh, I just want to play League.
I just want to go in, get some kills and maybe die a
Yeah,
few times.
yeah. I mean,
Unless you're a sadist, who just plays who's Shackle.
either Shaco or I think, or maybe this the best is no Mundo. Yeah, Mundo. I don't know why I was blanking on it for a while. I had the picture in my head, but somehow Mundo just wasn't coming out. And then like we're now like the players are in the lobby. We're just getting waiting for everyone to be
Hmm.
ready and to get just like start the draft for the next game.
Right. Before the draft actually starts, right? Honestly, what do you think is gonna get banned out? Since we've seen the Tom Kench, the Kiana, the set that the Flash Haymaker.
Yeah, that was. He's creating nightmares for all the viewers, man. Like reminding him about the set Haymaker, and also you're just traumatizing all of the NUS players over and over again. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, uh honestly, I'm not sure how. I don't think the draft is going to be SMU's draft is going to be terribly different because they're still trying to ban out. I think anyone that can probably try and split push from NYP and then try and play around their team strength of team fighting.
I see. Right, so objective should be the main cause of concern for the members of NYP because they want to be there to contest without, SMU being there to have the sort of like roadblock for their objective taking.
Yeah, and also uh, I I haven't had the pleasure of like watching every single NYP game, right? But I know that there's still individually they're all very good. They're able to make that outplay, but I think that is where they're the strongest uh and I am completely now gone mind blank and forgotten my point. I'm sorry if
I believe you were talking about, was it about the split pushing kind of thing? Wait,
if super. I think we can also just wanted this go like into the head-to-head, right? If we want to show that, just so that we can better show to our viewers like what we're trying to talk about, right? Is the split push is something that SMU always tries to deny from their opposing team. NYP has a lot of individually strong players, and they can try and get those more mechanically intensive champions, which can snowball a lot quicker for them to like try and win the game to there. Like maybe like something like an Aurelia or a Camille or maybe even the Akali. Akali, yeah, she lost a lot of power, but she's still pretty damn strong.
especially when you put it in the right player's hands,
Yeah.
it becomes more of a threat. That's why you see those skill like perspective champions like Kiana, Aurelia, Akali. If you are daring enough, maybe even Yasuo. You need to think which minion to dash to.
Yeah, but like you still, I think it was it like yeah, it was Cloud9 today that played the Diana Yasuo combo.
Oh,
I mean, sadly they didn't get the win, but that's still a potent combo.
hmm
And right up on your screen now, you're seeing the head-to-head. That SMU picture still throws me so off. Just he's so tall.
he's nearly touching the semifinals.
Yeah, he is actually. Oh, I actually didn't think about it. Oh my god, he actually is almost touching it. But you see, SMU, like I I don't know. We don't know how tall they actually are, but the way they're standing, the way the picture makes it look as though they're towering over NYP, even though it's typically the
looks
other way
like the
around.
average height.
Yeah.
It's just higher than NYP.
Yes.
That's the thing.
But what do you think? Who do you think is actually your prediction?
For me, it's just gonna be on the champions. Whoever favors.
Oh,
what
that's
I
the way
want
you're
to.
going.
Yes, whoever,
Yes.
whatever champion that allows me, enables my
Your
anime
Niku
side,
Nikuni.
yeah, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, and then it just makes the cast even more fun. But we
Yeah.
should be heading into drafts any moment soon.
And here we go. SMU still deciding. Let's see. Come on.
Give us something. I'm thinking maybe an Irelia.
I think they might get Aurelia. Aurelia, even though she got a little bit of a ban, not a ban, a little bit of a nerf, it's still not too bad. Oh, so we got a Nocturne.
I think we've seen the Nocturne ban.
Ignorant thrall.
We're gonna see the Diana being banned out from NYP.
Yeah, I think like they saw that match against NUS and decided, okay, we're just gonna take that out. And we see the bans from the side of SMU are very different than compared to earlier, like against NUS. Like they got the Thresh, they have the Nocturne, whereas for versus NUS, they focus a lot on the top lane matchup.
Yeah, I think NUS played way too much towards the top, that kind of thing. With Raiko and Timothy both being very good top laners each.
Yeah.
And I think SMU bending towards NYP, it's like very hard to get really play.
That is a Kog'Maw ban.
It's not something we usually see.
Yeah, it's not something you see every day. And we see the last two bans from the side of NYP are Gwen and Viego. I understand the Gwen ban completely. Good on you, NYP, for doing it. Thank you. Don't make the same mistake NUS did and ban the Gwen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The Gwen was such a power play in I believe the first game. She just went on a
Oh.
killing spree that couldn't be stopped.
That was not a killing spree. She was like it was like she just murdered everybody. She was 16-0-4 by the end of the game. It was insane. And you see the first pick, Tryndamere?
Should be the top lane Tryndamere.
I mean, he can go top lane or jungle if you want, but I think he's likely to go into the top lane just so that you can maybe have an AP jungler just to increase your. And that's a Lee Sin also. Okay.
Right, so AP junglers, right? So Lee Sin, Tryndamere should be both fighting against each other because, top laners.
Yeah.
Or, jungle as well, because Lee Sin, I believe, and Tryndamere can both go into the jungle as
Yeah. They have the flexibility as well. Lee Sin does have a bit of advantage into Tryndamere because he can use his E to slow down his attack, Tryndamere's attack speed, and he can also just kick the Tryndamere away if he tries to get too close.
And then he just denies the undying range
Yeah.
that Tryndamere has. Because you have to run there once, you run there another game because Lee Sin kicks you away.
Yeah. But I think the second pick coming from NYP of Jax is going to go in the top lane. He is still so strong into the Tryndamere. He starts attacking you, I'm just going to throw my Counter-Strike and just nullify and then stun you.
And then now it's my turn to attack.
Yes, now my turn to attack you because... No, but he can also attack to the Counter-Strike, so he's still doing damage to you while the Tryndamere is hitting him and nothing's happening.
I just hate to play against the Jax.
Yeah, and I actually see the bot lane from SMU is fully picked out. They have the Varus and the Leona.
I think SMU picking out their bottom lane duo such that they can start banning out the bottom lanes of NYP such that they tighten up the champion pool for NYP players.
Yeah, I mean you already see they took out already one possible 80 carry with the Kog'Maw. But they respond with a Draven.
This is gonna be an interesting
This
match.
is gonna be, I completely agree. This is gonna be an interesting match. Draven, he is such a good snowball champion, right? If he is able to get ahead, there's no stopping a Draven that's ahead. He just deals so much damage.
Yep,
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
Insane amounts of damage to the point where it looks like, how?
Yeah, it is completely insane. And also, the fourth ban from the side of NYP is the Kayn. I think Kayn is very flexible. Like he can either go assassin, or Rast.
Fear what they cannot understand.
To play completely different. Right? One can be a giant tank. The other is it's an assassin that can go and just completely delete anybody. And I think it is a good ban from the side of NYP. They banned the Syndra.
I think the Syndra, with her recent buffs, that man
You're scared. Good to know.
that allows her to become relevant in the mid lane again.
Yeah, it does allow her to do that, and also
Can't cage me for long.
the last two bans are from the side of SMU is the Silas and Akali from the side of NYP. Both bans I do agree with. They're both really strong. Even if both of them did get a bit of a nerf hammer from Riot in the latest patch, but they're still good champions, especially in the high mechanical ceiling champion. No, not champions, sorry, players.
I think now that NYP locked in the rail, and it's all up to SMU to show their hand first on what mid lane and duo they play.
Yeah. So like, this is the power of having being on red side, right? You have your last pick. You're able to see who you're laning against from the blue side. So you see the resurgence of Darius. So it is Nico. They're playing with your heart. I think they know you're casting, so they're playing with your heart.
But it should be, I believe, the Darius and Tryndamere being jungling, and whatever they're picking last should be their mid lane.
Yeah. So you see, this is very much a team fighting to come now because they have the Tryndamere who can clear, who has a very good and efficient jungle clear. Darius can win a lot of melee matchups, especially in top lane. I know that they're hovering the Ashkan, even though they can't really pick it. They're
Yeah.
just hovering it to show that it's possible,
Hmm.
but they can't.
He's just flexing that he has accent unlocked
Yeah,
already.
yeah. But if we just look at the full team comp now, it's uh, top Darius, uh, jungle Tryndamere, Oriana in the mid lane, Varus in the bottom lane, and Leona as the support.
Hmm.
And from the side of NYP, you have top Jax. Uh, then you have for your jungle Lee Sin, Ryze mid lane, Draven and Rel are your bot lane, your bot duo.
Mm.
And I actually am a bit confused at MIP's draft just because they do have some good engage, right?
Hmm.
But Rel is your only real like proper
Engage.
tank and engage
Hmm.
because she has to be the one to go ahead first because she can't. Lee Sin can be your primary engage, but he's just not good at it. He doesn't provide any CC. And Jax has a lot of conditional has his one conditional CC and has to be in the middle of everybody to do it, right? So he's placing himself in a lot of danger by doing it.
Yep.
And SMU have just the potential of Tryndamere just eing into the middle of everybody, and then Oriana with Oriana ball on top of him, and then Shockwave.
Yeah, I think SMU, like you said, plays towards that team fighting capability, while I think NYP is looking for those early picks in game such that they can get their snowball leads up because I believe NYP players have that sort of a mechanical advantage.
Yeah, they do have. They're trying to play like that, and also they're going for a much different type of comp as well. They're going with the Rise and with the Jax, right? You are going to play 1v1 a lot, especially with the Rise. You have ability just to, with the Realm Warp, just go and go like and roam between the lanes so easily, and you can push also really fast and well with the Rise.
Hmm. I think what is notable about Rise, like you said, is the roaming potential as
Yeah.
well. And I believe if Rise, I don't think he can split push, but just shoving out the waves. I think that is his teleports and his ultimate is what allows him to be such a good champion right now in the meta.
Yeah, I mean also, if you remember, I think it was either last week or the week before when you can just ran when Jizuki just took his entire team into into the fountain just to get one kill, and like almost all of them died.
Yeah, but they got the kill and the
They
win.
got the kill, but like I brought up this example not just to try and get a joke out there and for us to get a laugh, right? It's to show that you if you just take the wrong rope, you can just lose the fight because of that as well. Because you just bring someone into the middle and they just die without being able to do anything, right? It's gonna be a wasted ult and it's done, and you probably just lost the fight as well.
Hmm.
I think it was last week when I can't remember who. I honestly cannot. When they had a Rise and a Set on the same team, and then they were trying to realm warp the Set behind everyone else, so he can try and flank and get that key target and bring him into their team, right?
Hmm.
To get that pick. But every time they did, because Set was alone, like he just got instantly blown up every time, right? So you have to be so like precise and controlled with the realm of use.
Right. You know, I think the realm ops really are really good too. But you say it's a conditional thing at this point.
Yeah.
Whether you take the whether you commit to the realm warp and go to the roaming lanes, or you just use it to get back into lane. It's all deciding on whether is it the right moment to go or not.
Yeah, and just looking, uh, I know early on I said that I favored the NYP just because they are the defending champions. Uh, I do have a bit of concern around their comp, but I think that they have the mechanical player ability just to play it out well and to possibly just like take the game one over SMU.
Hmm. They should be going all in NYP's favor. But let's see if SMU can disrupt the I believe the defending champions of Campus Legends, NYP.
Yeah, and actually, like, can SMU be the first team to actually hand an L to SMU? That's like the biggest thing I think. Like, if someone can, uh, sort of like make God bleed, basically, right? Like,
Mhm.
can you be the first person to get a nick on their arm, on the chick in their armor, right, and knock him down?
Mhm.
And right now we're going into game one. It's gonna be like a full spread. I don't see any cheeky thing like we did from
Game two.
game two, but you never know. They could try something.
Yeah, especially when it seems that everyone's playing safe, especially both mid laners of NYP, both using mana champs. Right, it really makes sense for them to go. It makes sense for Jax to be more sustained in the top lane against Darius.
Yeah, he needs to have that sustain to, uh, like this. He doesn't just get knocked out of lane too easily, and he can. But he normally starts out with the counter strike, so level 1 is not so bad for him, right? As long as he avoids the Q, he should be fine.
Yep. I think Darius into Jax should be a pretty okay matchup.
The thing is, it's a very swingy matchup depending on who gets ahead first, right?
Mhm.
If Jax gets ahead, Darius cannot do anything, right? He will just fall too far behind, and Jax will just start killing him without compulsion. And if Jax falls behind, the same thing reverse happens. So it's in such a swingy matchup, and all depends on who gets ahead first.
Right, and that for that we need to watch for the junglers since both are starting bot side and they should be rolling towards the top whenever given the chance to. Some early trades in the mid lane as well.
Ooh, early counter strike from Broken. He's gonna get level 2 second, and
Darius could go for an all-in maybe.
he could go for an all in. Like, he has the all in like summoners. So let's see.
I think he's just poking out Broken at this point.
Yeah. I mean, Broken is really not trying to show any like broken mechanics or anything. So
Oh, he jumps in, counter strike. Gets the stun, gets a good trade off.
yes, that's actually a really good trade. He got ahead. I mean, he doesn't have as much. Sorry, Darius doesn't have as much sustain as Broken. So it's actually a good trade for him.
Mhm. And reaching level 3 means he can do more damage as he jumps in again to get a good trade, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw that also in last series. Foxicle was managed like to get ahead of both Timothy and Raiko in both matchups. And let's see if we can continue this.
Bottom lane lands the good stun, but Adria can't be able to follow up on the damage. Oh, Wissy now on the top lane, going for a gank. The counter-strike should be able to land, gets the stun of Wissy with the ward hop. Misses the Q, but should be the first blood for Broken right there.
Broken just taking the first blood. Sadly, Rebsy did invest his flash in, so you wanted to have that later for any fights.
I think it's just a good trade for the top laner, you know, the jungler as well. You know, trade the Scuttlecrab for the first blood.
Yeah, but actually I think that was a bit more of a net loss to NYP just because there was one
they're
tumbler
going in
used.
for the jungler, I think. I believe the stun hasn't been used yet. They just poke him out. The stun comes through. The armor pen is not enough for Wissy.
Yeah, it's not there yet. Say he also still. They don't have the damage yet to take out the Tryndamere. So, and it was only Bibsy and Darrell. So that's not a lot of damage. I mean, they allowed them to secure the bot side scuttle. So that's a win.
Yep. It's always best to just take 1 and 1, not just getting double scuttled.
Yeah. We see now like there's a slow push being created by Adria, just so that he can like just try and get more.
Oh, Broken. Trading top lane, Counter-Strike won't be able to land. Just some trades.
Some trades, right? But like Adria is actually really far ahead now of the Varus. He's like a full 2 waves ahead of him.
I think, oh, the stun will land on the Rise, but there's no follow-up for the members, for the mid laner of SMU.
Yeah, like uh,
Wang Yeji just poking out the Rel at this point. I mean, the Leona at this point.
yeah, he's like, I am here, fear me.
Yeah, I just like what the mid laner is doing.
Yeah, I mean he's still right now actually ahead of Kane's in terms of damage at least, right? It's because of the machine gun effect from Rise, and Kane's needs 2 items before people can really be scared of him, whereas Rise can be scary right now actually.
Now just look at the amount of wave clear he has, and
Yeah.
he can just go for a good recall right there.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna. Is he gonna get cancelled?
Cancel?
by?
I think so.
Yes, trying to
He
bait it
did.
out. But like, it's been a very like slow-ish early game, right? So,
Oh, wow, the top lane.
That was a
actually.
flash. So they trade each other's flash, and oh, this is bad, man.
Yeah, Foxicle doesn't have the teleport, so I think Broken's just gonna shove the wave, and there's no one there to actually catch it for Foxicle.
Yeah, and oh, he used his ghost. He's ghosting back to lane.
I guess it's a pseudo teleport.
It's a pseudo teleport.
You don't lose that much of CS, I guess.
I mean, it's on a much shorter cooldown, but like that is, he needs to get back into lane, right? Because he's already so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at also the item discrepancy, like a Shane Ruby Crystal and a Longsword versus a Ruby Crystal and boots
And the cloth
and a
armor.
cloth armor. Like he just jacks his hits so hard.
They're contesting for the Scatter Crab. I believe the NYP
Oh, he's
gets
going
it.
in,
We're
they're
for the
going
warm-up.
in.
2 people. But there is 3 members of SMU nearby.
And nothing happens. Oh god.
Yep. Thank goodness, you know, and SMU didn't actually all collapse on the 2 members in the jungle.
I mean, see, the Foxicle was not strong enough, right, to try and like contest that because Broken is still so much stronger than him, and Can is also still pretty far away. So yeah, it was a good idea.
I think the bottom lane as well is a bit struggling, you know.
Yeah, there's still a bit. It's a bit of struggle for them, but
Broken takes the opportunity to get a good trade onto Foxicle. I believe no counter strike as of yet.
no Counter Strike. But he's still like
He's just trading so well.
he's trading so well.
Just look at that.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, viewers, like, you may think, oh, it's 42 versus 42. Like, they're pretty close in terms of, like, CS. No, but look at the size of the wave compared to, compared to anything else. Like, it is actually not that close. And actually, thinking which I'm just noticing now, he's been like, very slow push for Foxicle.
No, I think he's just waiting for his jungle to path back up to top such that they can kill Broken and then get the wave shoved in.
Yeah, I mean, both of their flashes are down, so there's an increased risk.
I think, like you said, it's just a matter of who can actually get those solo kills, and I think it may just happen. The counter strike won't be able to land, as I believe Foxicle is on the chase for this kill.
Oh, no.
Broken, the auto,
Oh.
the amount of damage output by Broken in that short amount of time.
That was insane. Like, see, this is the power of having Jax's W and pairing it up with his ultimate stack, 3-stack. It's insane. It does so much damage.
You know, I think before Foxicle died, you could see him leap up into the air. He's trying to use the
Ult, yeah.
the ulti to just cut off his health.
Yeah, but just not enough. Like, he's now close to... No, that was just a flash away from Icy so that he doesn't get caught in the Rel engage, which is good.
I mean, for now, 5 minutes he is vulnerable, so he has to play around that right now.
Yeah, but he still has his heal right now, so has some way to escape a little bit, like if he runs away fast enough. But he's still susceptible to the Rel combo.
Yeah, I want to see the Rel roam to the top lane. That's something. I want.
no, look, they're going for a bot dive.
Everyone has their ult up. It's going for it. Hams, however, is not on his horse. They're going for an insect. The flash will not be able to land, but the magnet storm will be able to pull everyone in. But the teleport from the Oriana will be coming through. But Harms lives again, but he dies. It's now a 3v2 under the tower. Adria uses the flash to get the
Oh
kill, but
no.
the tower finds Wissy. And it's all left down to the Leona. Flashes into the opponent jungle. He's trying for an execute, but Huang Yeji secures it.
That was funny. That was really funny, guys. And oh, just look at Broken. Look at him like 2v running there.
And they don't even drop the Herald top as well. I mean, they
I-
probably are saving it for something else.
They're probably saving for like a guaranteed
Tower
like not tower, like but yeah, a guaranteed tower. But like, look, you're not gonna get any better chances right now. You have to use it maybe just for the gold, because your mid laner's behind.
Your
your
laners
bot-
are basically all behind.
Yeah, so
except
all
bot
your-
lane, you know.
No, even the bot lane is behind. Like, look how far behind.
Oh wow, Draven recall, I believe that
Yeah, he got a
adoration
kill.
strike.
Yeah, he cashed in. He got, I think from that kill, a full at
Item.
least 700 to 800
Oh.
gold.
Mid lane, however. Oh, the dive. Brissy from the Raptors
Yep.
goes over the wall and gets the kill. Now Harms is caught out. I guess somewhat caught out.
I mean, he had to.
Oh, I think the bleed should do the security kill. Oh, that's a nice shutdown on
Nice.
the Darius.
Yeah, nice shutdown. He managed to get a full stack of it on his bleed. So yeah,
Oh,
not
X
much
flash
else.
over the wall could be. They're going for it. They want to fight this. The stun comes through, but they won't be able to secure the dragon. They are fighting this. Draven, Tryndamere using the Undying Rage right now. The poke from Icy, however, secures maybe a few amount of damage, but Leona is stuck in the dragon pit all alone.
Oh,
The BM for Harms.
oh no, that is a tragic
Loss.
The tragic loss, but a tragic dismount from Harms. Like, he tried to get in, tried to maybe extend the play to get Varus, but no, couldn't. He messed up his E. What to do?
Yep, but both supports goes down, so I guess it's even, but they secure the dragon.
Yeah, but like that was just a lot of like control, which now
They're just warding, they're just pushing the members of SMU off, and they get the root, the stun, the change CC lands on Charms, but there's not enough damage to secure the kill. And now Visi, however, in the mid lane, they
Nance.
want the fight, they want him so badly. Everfrost is used, they can't do anything. The shockwaves is even used, but he doesn't even save his life.
yeah, he used it to maybe try and get enough distance from them, but you know, this is reminding me. This is what SMU did to Grasscore for Game 1.
And now it's happening against them.
It is now happening to him. Oh god, it is.
He's freezing the wave. He's
Yeah,
CRs, he's preparing a slow push.
He's preparing a slow push into. Look at, see that. This is why you should have used the
thing on the
parallel
top lane.
earlier. Yeah.
You should have just used it for the gold. It now doesn't make sense that it just randomly summons onto the bottom lane.
Yeah.
You know, could have just put it mid lane as well, just to get the tower damage off.
Yeah, you could have, but also like, Darius just works so much better when he has goal and he's a little bit further ahead. But see, no one was in range for any local goal. Only the jungler from SMU got any goal from it.
You know, it feels like now SMU doesn't play for the team fight, but it feels like they're playing for the solo laners, the solo players.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, they're probably just thinking, okay, how can we get Tryndamere a little bit further ahead so he can start split pushing and being that threat, right?
Some good trades again on the top.
Yeah, another good trade.
Some trades.
Yeah. But like we have to still see, both of them have still not yet gotten their mythic items, so we'll see. I think like the Darius is probably gonna get the Stridebreaker, and Broken will probably get the Divine Sunderer.
I think now it's a good time to bring up the gold, right? It's
a
at
good-
15 minutes, nearly 15, and they're looking for another kill on the
Oh.
mid lane. The flash just comes out, the shockwave comes through, Magnet Storm, all the ultimates and chain CC secures the Oriana.
Oh my god, just getting destroyed. They're focusing him down. They're trying to make sure
They want
he can't
more.
do. Yeah, he's also the one AP damage source on the side of SMU. So the further they keep him behind, the less relevant he becomes and the less relevant AP damage is.
And then now at 15 minutes, SMU is 4k gold behind. Make it even. Yep, they are 4k gold behind.
Yep.
What NYP is.
Yeah, and they're falling further and further behind, and it is slowly just looking like it's going to be an NYP win.
Yeah, it should be an NYP win unless SMU can play towards those big team fights and go at those I believe 60-40 the man advantage fights that they want. I believe.
Yeah, but we have to see now if Broken can still keep himself ahead in that in that fight with Darius.
Oh, you're going for a fight in the bottom lane. And
Oh, no, he
can't even go over the wall.
Oh,
I think that's
Oh my
that's
God.
a missed attempt.
That
NYP
was-
could have capitalized.
yeah, that was. I think he kind of eat into the wall, so that was kind of sad.
Now,
We
Herald's
see
gonna
like
respawn
Herald's
in
used
mid.
straight away in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think NYP has a plan and they know what they're going for. They don't have a ward there. They're going in for the fight. The shockwave comes through. Tryndamere goes in, but it's not enough. The realm warp away saves Huang Yeji.
Oh no,
but-
wrong
Oh
direction!
no, it's the wrong direction. Tryndamere goes in, but we see
He didn't use
saves
his
the
ult!
life.
He didn't use his ult.
Oh my God, Tryndamere! What are
Tryndamere,
you
why?
doing?
Oh,
You have
that was
your
tragic.
undying rage.
Oh, I
That
think
was a tragic fight.
that was a tragic fight, and I'm pretty sure all these teammates now are gonna have undying rage for him.
Yep. You had one button on your keyboard to press.
Yes,
You just had to press it.
you had
You
that.
just did
You had that one button. You had that. You have one job, which is to press your R.
The ultimate from the Varus misses, flashes forward. Won't be able to pick up Adria, but he does secure it in the end. It's a 1-for-1 on the bottom lane. 1-for-2 actually.
Yeah, I mean that's still like a net win for NYP. They got.
The shutdown.
I mean that. Anyways, SMU got the shutdown on the Draven, but he's still like pretty damn far ahead.
Even
And
as another serrated Dirk and a pickaxe.
yeah, he's on his way to the collector. He's gonna start collecting heads and start collecting all that extra gold.
Yes.
Yep.
The amount of gold that a Draven can get with 2 kills is
Oh yes.
it's just way too much.
Yeah, but it just shows how like they know they're so much better than SMU that they're picking these lanes that allows them to just snowball the game. Because they're now on Soul Point in about like less than 5 minutes now. They'll be contesting the Infernal Soul, and it is so good for them. So much damage.
Yep, paired with the Draven as well.
Yeah, the Draven Q, whenever he auto attacks you and you get that Infernal Soul proc.
Oh,
Just gonna see,
that
like,
is
half your
gonna
life
be
gone.
disgusting to watch.
Yeah, and look how far behind they have to pay. Oh,
Look, IC is getting dived again.
Oh, that
the-
BM.
The
Look at that BM.
emo, he's trying to get the exit frag, but it's not enough. Adrian just goes for the solo bolo with 2 members behind his tower. What can you do if you are IC there?
You could just
Oh,
sit there and cry.
hold that thought. Wissy wants a fight in the bottom lane jungle. Adria uses the out, cuts Foxicle health HP into half as Wissy goes in. Oh, jumps back into the solar flare. That's a big shutdown for Foxicle there, but the Magnet Storm will be coming through. Undying Edge finally brings the shockwave in, but Chain CC will lock the Tryndamere down. Here comes the Realm Warp under the tower. They want the final kill and the tower. They get the ace in the bottom lane. Wissy just IC comes back just from respawn. I wondered, where did my team go?
They just followed you back. You just a little bit early. Like you left a bit early.
Maybe if you had action there,
Yeah, maybe. But like, I mean,
they
is he
want
following?
more.
Oh yeah, he's
They want
he's
the
dead.
ace. He's gone. There's nothing he can do.
No, see, now
Now the support comes back.
Yeah. Spam dancing and
He's like, yep. I guess I'm
Did-
just gonna
did
dance
he get
here.
executed?
I
he got
think he
executed.
did. Yeah. I think he's just tanking the tower.
What is going on?
NYP is just playing for KDA at this point.
They
That's
play
when
for
the win.
KDA and they their styling on SMU, really, they're just showing that
The
they came into play.
mechanical.
We are just so much better than you, and we're gonna show it to everybody.
Yeah, Foxicle maybe making the wrong choice as Broken, I believe, can 1v2. The stun comes through, won't be able to use the Undying Rage as he used it before, gets away safely. Broken, however, now very low on HP. Solar Flare, the Chain CC will land, but the Noxian, I believe the Bleeding will be able to secure him as the Ignite actually picks him out. Now Wissy stuck in a 1v5, Blast Cone over the wall, and Huang Yeji is nearby. Everfrost won't be able to land, but the Zenith Blade from the Leona will be able to land, and here comes the rest of NYP. The stacks from the
Again!
Draven. This is not the fight you want to take,
No.
SMU. You don't want to fight this.
He did it again. He forgot to use his ult.
I
Again.
think. Wait, it came up again?
It was up again in the fight. He forgot to use it.
Oh my god, he used it just now in the bottom lane, but now again he forgets to use it. Oh, how many mistakes can you make in a single game?
I mean, this is just showing how maybe an experience maybe he is with the champion.
Could be. Maybe it's because it's in the meta. That's why he's like, yeah, let me play this. It doesn't make sense to play a meta champion when you don't understand the champion, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Tryndamere is also a fairly like simple champion to learn, and you know that the most important thing in your kit is your R.
Yes. If you're dying, press R.
Yeah.
If you want to fight, you E in, and then if you're dying, press R again.
Yes.
Your simple get out of jail card is your ultimate.
Yeah.
You
But
can use it to disengage fights as
that's
well.
so true. And if we look now also at the gold difference, it's like 13k. It's insane, and we've had over a kill a minute. And this is such a bloodthirsty game.
Yeah, we've seen SMU just now, one player at 10k gold, but look at NYP now showing all that, like 4 members on the team are nearing 10k gold.
Wow, it's just so far ahead. I mean, the mid lane is like 4k behind. The 80 carries like 5k behind. It's insane.
I think it's just how Draven works. It's just
Yeah.
he snowballs the lead way too much.
He snowballs way too hard and way too fast, and he's actually almost got his Infinity Edge. And they're getting the
They run Huang AG.
they want him.
Here comes the chain CC, but I guess Adria is nearby. He finally presses his R, by the way.
He did.
But
yeah.
Adria, maybe a solo queue. Hums looking for the fight, goes in, but the Zenith Blade out from the Leona costs us
Oh
her
my
life.
God.
Just look at the amount of damage
Look
Adria
at one
output.
Q.
One
Look at
Q
that.
auto shockwave pulls them away from getting the mid laner of SMU. And they get the inhib for that as well.
Yeah, they get a hit. They're just going to go and reset now because they don't have a wave. So they're probably going to go towards the bot lane. It's much closer to them.
Yeah, I think SMU really needs a miracle play. They need the Tryndamere out to be up such that he can go in and steal the dragon and get out of there safely.
They already have Dragon Soul, so
They need the Elder Dragon,
they
that's
need
all
the
they
Elder
need.
Dragon. No, but like, see, this is the exact thing that needs to happen for SMU to win.
Oh,
All the
changes
NYP
corruption. Forces out Wiss's stopwatch, and they are looking for the fight. We see, however, low on HP. Tryndamere going in, gets
Oh
the
my
chase.
God.
The amount of damage that Adria does!
It's insane!
You can't even react to that, can you?
Yeah. You can't even react to that. There's so much damage. And I think I just...
It's nearing 1k.
It's nearing 1k. I think the trying to funny point we're trying to make was nope.
Oh, the Magnet Storm flash in from Hums. This is the engage they need. They forces Hums to go golden there, but he goes down towards Icy's there. But Broken, however, low on HP. Realm Warp in, standing in it. Oh, Huang AG picks it up, gets a triple for
Gets a
himself as well.
typical. They're
And the win.
I think like they're gonna try and push for the win. Tryndamere is alive now.
He has his
Broken.
out. He just gets chain CC. He
gets
can't do
cha-
anything. He forces the out off.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. They want the fight. They want him. Wissy picks him up under the fountain.
Oh, that
that's
was
an
insane. That was
that was a very fun match too.
come on guys, you know what to do. Come on NYP.
They don't
do
have the
it.
realm warp.
I mean, they don't have the run war, but they had that level of BM just to delay the game, maybe to get to pad that KDA.
Mm-hmm. You know, you play the game to win, you just don't delay it out long enough. You know,
Yeah.
it's such that you don't hold the opponent hostage just in your game, just suffering.
You see them suffering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a pure stomp. There is no way to sugarcoat that, other than they got pub stomped.
Yeah, I think SMU maybe need to rethink what they're doing for the next game, for the upcoming one. Or else they are pretty much stuck with a 2-0 loss.
Yeah, I think that they need to reevaluate their the draft and what they're trying to do. Chinamir was a nice and spicy pick. Didn't do much in the end,
Sadly.
sadly, because I'm not sure he actually even did he even get a kill. Or
I think
anything?
his presence was so little to the point we didn't even realize whether he got a kill or not.
Yeah.
The only kill I remember was the final one where they dove him under the tower and he actually the fountain helped him pick up the kill on Pussy.
Yeah. that was a bit sad, guys. But guess what? There's still at least one or two more games to go, guys. We'll just take a short break and we'll catch you guys in about 5 to 6 minutes. See you guys later.
A lot of my painting is about movement. I really gravitated to the circle, and from the circle came the atom. It's like the center of everything, the universe, our biology, all of it. The atom is constantly in motion. We're introducing active wear. It's the best way I can represent with Uniqlo.
everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals matchup between SMU and NYP. I am the Lemon Messiah, and joining me now for the second game again is Gobsty.
Yep.
Was that like a nice like victory smile or
I don't know. I just cheese.
cheese? Okay, that's that's one way of like trying to show your personality to everybody. Cool, good on you, man.
Right. Just now was very amazing to watch. I think the NYP really just showed how well they played.
That is an understatement. That is an understatement. They didn't just like show how well they could play. They pub stomped them so hard. It was a 25-minute just and almost like a NYP win like from minute like 3 or 4. They just showed like we are better players. You can try to to throw an off-meta pick and to throw a curveball, and we still managed to catch it, and we are able to just do run over the game with it.
I think NYP should be able to pick up this win and go on to the finals. You know.
Yeah, I mean if they play the same way as he did in game 1, in game 2, it is going to be an easy. I think it's going to be an easy win in game 2, but SMU has to adapt. They have to just take the loss as it is. Like we tried something, didn't work. Let's move on. Right? They have to be able to clear their mind. I mean, it is a short like 4 or 5 minute break in between games, but the ability to do that is paramount to a good best of 5 team, a best of 3 team. Sorry.
I think SMU really needs to adapt to what NYP is doing, or else it's gonna be a sad end for them. For what they have come so far, just to lose to NYP, I don't think that's what you want as SMU.
That's true, but also like it is still like a testament to that they still managed to get like 1v1 kills here and there, and it looks as though we're actually ready for draft. Let's quickly get into it and just start talking about that. And we have the first ban, Diana, again from NYP, followed by first ban Draven. Yes, Draven ban. Yes,
They want the Draven out of it instantly. They don't want to deal with that anymore. I think that's why ban out the Draven immediately.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Murray. Sorry.
Okay. NYP next out, banning out the Riven.
Yeah.
Pretty mechanically skilled champion.
I think this is a full reaction to the game 1. There's a Draven ban. There's a Rise ban.
Yup, and I think NYP is like, you're banning out what we've played and we're good at, we're gonna ban out your Gwen as well.
The full like all 3 like main carries from the last game all gone, and they just left up Vigo now, and he's first picked.
I think NYP, you ban out all these front champions, right? This is all a front for what we can pull out behind.
I mean,
this is really our true strength.
I mean, I said that SMU needs to react to what they were doing, or at least to what NYP was doing earlier, right, and learn. But this is a bit too like an overcorrection, in my opinion.
Yeah, you just don't straight up ban what they are,
What
what
they
they
did
are
last
good
time.
at. Yeah, because the opponent can always know that you're gonna ban this, so we always have extra champions behind the scenes such that we are good at.
Yeah, and are they gonna do it?
Are they gonna lock in the Mundo? Okay, if they do, it's gonna be a fun match.
Oh no, they didn't.
They opt for the Callista
They opt for
instead.
Callista. Yeah, I mean it's actually it's a good bot duo. You have Callista and Leona, right? Just Leona engages. If engage has gone too far, you just pull her out again.
But you do open out the Trash, which is a very safe support for those immobile ADCs.
And as you said,
they
here's
are
Slash.
hovering the Trash. They may lock it in. That's what I want. Which means we may get an immobile ADC, which pairs very well with Trash.
Yeah, I think the best pick that goes with Thresh is still Aphelios. So he does so much damage in team fights. And actually I think he's still, I mean he's not the worst against Callista, but he still does really well into her.
There's like a full combo that Aphelios can do with his Calibrum and whatever gun he has, right?
Yeah.
So you just Calibrum, you already hit it, you auto that Calibrum target, and then you throw out the other weapon thing, right? You switch to the other weapon, and you press whatever ability is there.
Yeah.
It does so much damage.
It
but
does so much damage, but all this theory crafting we did around Aphelios, we just had to
Throw
just
it away.
throw it away, throw it in the trash, and we did not talk about Ash.
Mhm.
And
Sadly.
yeah. And the final pick for round 1 for SMU is Renekton.
Pretty, I believe, safe pick for them. It didn't go as well for NUS in the
Yeah.
very first game against SMU, but let's see what SMU can bring out with this Renekton, I believe, top lane that they are going for.
A true hunter never rests.
I
Rengar ban?
am my I cannot comprehend this ban. It's a Rengar ban.
I think they saw I think they saw NYP have sort of like switching through what champions they want, and they saw
We fear
Rengar, right?
the
We need to
shadows.
ban Rengar. We don't want to
Fear
deal with.
controls them.
Yeah, but like Rengar is actually not that good in this team comp. Like
Yeah.
for NYP's team comp.
Mhm.
So that feels like a racist ban.
Fear what they cannot understand.
Okay, I
Okay,
guess the last ban makes sense.
Last ban I agree with. Yeah, I completely agree with. Syndra still pretty strong. She can just 100 to zero anybody, right? With like at least like 4. If you have like 5 or 6 of her the Syndra balls out, she can 100 to 0 almost anybody out.
Yep.
And we see again the Kane ban from the side of NYP. I think, if I remember correctly, this is exactly the same bans from game 1. Other than the Mumu. Other than the Mumu.
Uh-huh.
This is the exact same bans from NYP. This is like a puzzling ban to me. Like I get that Shen Airlines, which is also from SMU, played it during the last week, right? The Mumu.
Mhm.
But he's not in this game.
Yep.
And that's a puzzling like choice, yeah. I mean, he does do a giant AoE stun with his ultimate, but I think it's a premature ban.
Yeah. Instead, I think NYP, they're gonna lock in the Cassiopeia. I believe. Oh, Wang Yeji hovering the Azir, which means I believe if it's all correct, Viego goes into the jungle, Cassiopeia goes mid, and then maybe Hwang Yeji maybe picks something for the top laner.
But you see, like he's now hovering over the Nocturne,
Yep.
so there's a lot of good flexibility
is-
here.
This is a very good pick for NYP. SMU banned it out in the first, I believe, the first round.
Yeah,
And that's what allows NYP now, right? You've banned out whatever we've played because you think that we're very good at it.
Yeah.
Wait till you see our Nocturne.
yeah. So Foxicle going back to his tried and true Darius. And let's see now, because this is if I'm seeing this correctly, IC is going Renekton.
Sorry, what? No, it should be the Renekton going the mid lane, then Darius top, Nidalee jungle, Kalista,
Yeah.
Leona bottom lane. But
I think they're just holding on to the picks right now just to maybe confuse the enemies. We have to
yeah.
see.
That there's no way I see you unless maybe all 5 of them are in the same house and then they just switch seats. Yeah, okay,
Maybe
so I'm gonna play on your account.
I think they're all comfortable maybe in different roles, right? So it's definitely possible.
Mhm.
So we see that it's going to be Viego top lane. So it's going to be Viego versus Darius.
It's either Viego top lane or Nocturne top lane. It's one
Yeah,
of them.
so yeah, Broken is the top laner for
Ah.
NYP. So he's going to go in the top lane with Viego against Darius. You have Bibsy as Nocturne, going to go up against Nidalee. And then you have your Ash Thresh. No, not Ash, sorry. Your Hwang Eji as Cassiopeia against the Renekton mid. And finally, you have your Ash Thresh bot lane versus the Kalista Leona bot lane.
Yep, I think the lanes that we need to watch out is the Viego versus Darius.
Yeah,
This
I
matchup
agree.
is one that we need to be looking at. I believe we've seen, I believe in the very first game, Viego versus Darius, how powerful it is.
It was the NUS versus SMU where I believe Raiko picks the Viego, and
Into is the Vega into set actually.
that
Yeah,
was
you sort of mix them up.
yeah,
It was actually Renekton versus Darius in game one. So I know that they've been replaying using the same picks, but there's actually such a volatile matchup now between the Viego and the Darius. I mean, it's any matchup that involves Darius is very volatile. Like if he falls behind, he just becomes like a like imagine like Murray tried to try and murder you with his paws. Like he's gonna try and hit you and nothing's gonna happen, right?
very true. Yes.
Like if he suddenly becomes Chucky, then yes, then you need to be worried. But if he remains in his current form, no, nothing
Yeah.
scary about him.
Right. The bottom lane shouldn't be that much of an issue. It's Ash and Trash versus Leona Kalista. This should be just a pretty standard matchup until level 3, when everyone has their abilities and see who gets that level spike.
Yeah, but generally Callista has a early game, not necessarily not spike, but she's a bit more powerful in the early game. Like the ability just to throw the spears out and get that rend is so much more powerful than what Ash can do at level 1 and 2. So they have to play. So NYP will have to play a bit safer, and they'll have to concede the lane a little bit in the early game.
So I guess maybe you take these small L's, you maybe give away a few CS, but in the late game you win the game. That's why it matters most.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it matters more. I mean, you have to take. Sometimes you have to take the small L's in order to get the bigger W in the end. Right? It's like you may have lost the battle, but you need to win the war. Right?
Yep.
And all these things are all small individual battles, which maybe sometimes if you're in a losing matchup, take the small L's in that matchup, and just be able to play the team fights and the mid and late game much better. Right?
This doesn't happen in solo queue, right? You just lose a few CS, you freeze the wave at top lane, and then your jungler's like, "Yep, we're gonna go gank bot lane now."
Yep.
It's always sad. You lose the some CS, and then your jungler just decides, "Yeah, I'm not gonna gank you. I don't care. I just want to do what I want to do."
It's really like imagine like the Mundo mindset, but for all of solo queue now. like they're gonna do what they please. They're gonna go where they please, and hopefully they don't screw up along the way. Right?
That reminds me. I was playing League one time. I believe you were there, and you reminded me Mundo goes where he pleases.
Yep.
So all my 3 towers at bot lane I believe was still up, and Mundo was at my base. I don't know how, or was it like it was at the inhib tower, then Mundo was all the way at my base already.
Oh yeah. I still remember that. I'm starting to remember like the actual like circumstances that led to that situation. So Mundo really does what he pleases, and sadly, even though SMU hovered and they played with our hearts just to try and show like maybe we will pick the Mundo, but in the end they said no.
Yep, sadly no Mundo for today. Maybe later for the second semifinals we may get a Mundo pick.
We have to see, man. Like, I really hope somebody actually picks the Mundo. Who's finally been available now because I think he was not allowed throughout the entire like group stage, right?
Yeah, sadly.
And now we have the second game. Let's get into the game number 2 and just focus our energy there now.
Yep, we are going on to Summoner's Rift, and a pause has been called.
And a pause has been called. Oh, okay. Something has happened to someone in the
Technical
game.
difficulty, probably.
Technical difficulty, yeah, probably. So,
Before we get to know what the cause of it, I think looking at what they have do, maybe NYP, want to push their lead. Maybe want to try their luck, go for an early game cheese, like an early invade, and then maybe push their snowball and then their lead way too far.
there may be that might be the thought process there. If I don't think that's probable because the comp from from SMU is actually much more early game oriented just because you have the Renekton in Italy combo that is again very early game focused They have to get ahead, and then they have to keep that lead so that they can like continue snowballing, right? Because and if they fall behind at any moment, it is really bad. And we're now gonna go back into the game. You know, everything's a little bit paused, but I think everything is ready to play.
Yep, it should be. Right now, we're just looking at what they plan to do. So you can see roughly, it looks like the jungle's gonna probably start bottom side, both jungles especially.
Yeah, both junglers seem to be posturing towards the bottom side of
30 seconds until minions spawn.
both teams. They're probably just like again like a lot of top lane focus, right? Because of how volatile the matchup really is. So whoever gets ahead can start snowballing and start winning the game.
Yeah, hey, isn't that the Unbound trash skin?
I think it is. we got Anime Man Trash in the game.
Yep, I guess that works. Oh,
Oh,
I don't understand why you didn't want to fight that. I mean, he is alone.
yeah, he's alone, but like, you don't know where everyone else is, so this don't
take
test. It's probably good not to test your luck.
I mean, now NYP knows the jungler is starting at the bottom. You know, because Nidalee was taking out the ward.
Yeah,
So I guess that's sort of like a given.
yeah. I mean, it's a little thing I had to give, but as a Nidalee normally just starts at blue just because of how reliant she is on mana, and that she's a bit more AP focused, right? So if you're a mage, you're gonna more likely start in blue. If you're more of a fighter and more AD focused, you're gonna start red normally.
Yep, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
If you're a mage, you want the mana. If you're a fighter, you want the more damage kind of.
Yeah. So I mean, now see this Nocturne is clearing his jungle, going from bot to top,
Yep.
and then you see like the shove is definitely going towards the Callista and the Leona, but Adria and Thresh are contesting them quite well. But you see now they're almost level 2, so they're just gonna back off and let them do it.
Yep, they're just gonna let them shove in the wave. This is the sort of like the small L's you was talking about just now.
Yeah. And you don't want to just to get a bit too hypey, try and contest them, and then lose your life, because it's super easy to do that. And as we saw a bit earlier, like, hawk shot.
That's a good hawk shot, man.
That's such a good hawk shot. You know that the Nidalee started in the bot side, so you just go and throw up towards your top side of the jungle, and now you know where exactly he is. And also, I like this flexibility from SMU with the fact that I see.
Oh, that is a very beautiful hook, right through the minions and onto the Callista.
Yeah, that was an amazing hook from Harms, and that's like some next level amazing thing. And
I guess some trades.
yeah, I guess some trades are going back.
Mid lane
I
as
think
well,
the point I was trying to say earlier was I like the flexibility from SMU. That Cans, who was the mid laner, is now playing the AD carry. He's playing Callista, and Icy he switched to mid lane.
Wang Yiji might be in a bit of trouble here. As the Nidalee is close, the stun will not be able to land on Hwang Yeji as both the flashes are used. Stun lands and the chain CC will be able to allow Nidalee to pick up the very first blood of the game.
Even though there was a slight misplay from Icy and Voxical.
You know, maybe wants to get this 1-for-1 kind of thing. Oh,
They missed a flash!
No, but there's
Oh,
not
but he
enough
still got
damage.
it!
There's not enough damage.
Oh my god!
That is a sad start for NYP.
That's a sad start. They're 0-2 down now, but the bot lane for NYP seems to be doing okay. Right? I think now they have to just refocus the team into trying to push their bot lane ahead and to make sure that that the top lane and mid lane don't lose too much.
Yep. Now with Nidalee having that very first blood, she opts for the early Boots of Lucidity and a Dark Seal.
Yeah. I mean, just good. Dark Seal is a good snowball item, right? If you get an early kill, you can use it to try and snowball the game by getting more more stacks, get more AP, and in the end deal more damage.
Yep. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You get heals, you get more stings, you get more AP, now you do more damage.
Yeah, and it's not the most ideal like back or like no, it's not even back like buy from the side of Huang Yi. He got only his a health crystal and a tier, so not that much of a help to him.
But I just Cassiopeia, she's a very strong champion overall.
Yeah, and she's still actually like almost 20 CS ahead.
Yeah, I think it's because of how Huang Yeji just shoves the waves in and then it just doesn't allow Icy to do anything.
Yeah, and as soon as he tries to do anything, she just throws down her W, and then E's and continues until he dies.
I think SMU is putting much more focus onto that mid lane and that top lane, because you see when they switch out their members, Icy is now on the mid lane, which means it is harder for NYP to, I believe, to do a bit of more damage to that mid lane.
Yeah, we see now that Aegis and Thresh are actually trying to freeze the lane on the bot side, and with that early prio from the top and bot side, they're actually starting the dragon, which is actually really good from them. Using that pressure to do it, and
See what Buisi wants to do here. He can either fight that dragon or go for the early gank, which he opts for the gank. The Q will be able to land, the spell shield will be able to block the
oh, he got the
stun from
hook.
it, but
Oh,
the
the
hook lands.
the cleanse
And
is
the
too late.
TP is coming in, the Xenoblade lands, the stun will be able to come, the chain CC is not enough as Leona is now on the run, won't be enough, and that's a 2 for 0 onto the bottom lane.
Oh, that was an amazingly sad cleanse from the side of SMU. He got hooked and he was almost dead, and then he threw down his cleanse.
It was sort of like a late react.
And
top lane,
another
I
solo kill.
guess, again, that happens.
There's another solo kill for theirs. This is going from bad to worse.
Yeah, but Hums and Huang Yeji is here. They are looking for a flight. Hook goes wide, but the ultimate comes in. Here comes the lights out. Wissy on the back line. The fear will be able to land. He wants the kill, but the stun under the tower may just secure the kill, as Icy on that Renekton is doing a lot of work. He picks up Huang Yeji as well. That's a 2 for 1 again against NYP this time.
Yeah, they were testing their luck a bit too much there. They saw the kills. They were able to get the one on an Italy, but like they went a bit too far for it, and they got punished for that decision.
Sadly, yeah, they had to. They kind of misread the situation.
They thought they were a bit more ahead than they actually were, and they could do that. So they got rightfully punished, and let's see if they actually learn from their mistakes.
Hopefully NYP does, because I believe they are the stronger team.
Yeah, and also SMU are a full 1,000 goal ahead now. I think a lot of lead now is from the Darius lead, because he's now, it's almost all of it is like 900 goal ahead, and then everyone else is pretty even, other than Renekton. Like he's also a little bit ahead.
I think the only person who can match what SMU has is that Nocturne of NYP.
Yeah, he's the only one who's like truly ahead of his counterpart, and he actually is going to play a vital role in how they engage.
I think they need to play around this Nocturne, especially as SMU is looking for a gank on the top.
Oh, don't do it. You're put. Oh no!
Oh,
no!
Broken.
Oh!
But he dropped the miss, uses use the hallowed mist, Spectral Maw to run out.
You actually correct. Spectral Maw is his
W.
the throw out for the stun.
Then his E is his Black Mist. Oh,
Yeah,
they're
Black
going for a
Mist.
fight on the top lane. The lights out will be able to secure one, but the bleed is not enough to pick up Broken. But he is pushing up a bit too much. The Ash Arrow goes wide right there, but the Huang Yeji is near. Icy is gonna dash into the fight to stun the Airborne, but the ultimate from Huang Yeji won't be able to secure the kill. But the fear from Buisi actually saves the life of Broken.
And they're now back to exactly even.
Yeah.
It was in the another 2 kills that go over to NYP. I mean, look at the goal now. It's even. Kills are even. no turrets or anything gone, but
Oh, Broken
Broken
wants
dead?
a fight. He dies to Nidalee. There's no one there to help him. I guess that works, you know.
that is
Whatever
one way
makes
to
you
get a
happy.
kill. That is definitely a way to get a kill, and he probably should have just gone back.
Yep. Now Hong Shi is gonna push off the Nidalee because they're
Because
taking the
Cassiopeia.
they're taking the okay, yeah, Cassiopeia. But the stun from VC, the lantern will be used to get out of there. But ooh, that nice spear, the hitbox actually lands. Dodge away from the solar flare is what Hums will do, but will not dodge away from his death.
That was.
It's just mayhem of after fight.
It's a mayhem. It's complete mayhem. This. I'm failing to find words of how chaotic this entire game is and how people are randomly dying. Right. The last 2 kills which you saw for the side of SMU was because they got the. They actually took a bit too long to try and get the Rift Herald, right? So if Broken actually not just shoved up the lane and stayed in the lane, if he came and helped his jungler with the Rift Herald, I think they could have avoided this entire situation.
It's just a matter of how fast they can take that Herald that's led to this issue of we overstaying at different places.
Yeah. But you see now the Rift Herald is taken into mid lane.
But they go in for Huang Yeji. The Kalista goes in, pulls her back, but it's not enough as Bussy dives into the backline. Leona is now all alone on an island by herself as Huang Yeji picks up the kill. And Broken now has this form of the Leona. Has the Zenith Blade and the Chain CC, but doesn't have it as of yet. The stun will not be able to land and connect, but they will pick up the 3 plates on that mid tower.
That was actually really close to him hitting for the Nidalee Spear. And that will chunked him out.
Yes. The Nidalee Spear is one to not play against, as it's very scary to just get hit by
I
it.
agree. It's so scary, especially if it's like a max range one. We just see like all your health just randomly disappear.
Like, wait, what do I get hit by? Wait, there was a Nidalee Spear. Okay, I guess that's what does the 2k damage.
Oh, look at
but
Adria
the chain
got-
CC on the bot lane of Adria. The flashes come true, but the Lantern has been used to get out of that fight safely. That is the coordination of NYP, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that was actually both of the flashes committed from the side of SMU for nothing
Yeah.
from the side of NYP.
I guess the Lantern from Trash is what saves the lives of Adria.
Yeah,
Does it need
Lantern
to use a
OP.
flash or a cleanse?
Actually, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't need to use anything. So this reinforces the old adage: just click the lantern. Clicking the
Yes.
lantern is OP.
Yeah, it saves that 5-minute cooldown on your flash. Like,
And
why would
your
you want a
life.
flash? And your life as well.
Yeah. So you see now this RNG is just like
Shoving out the waves.
culling the wave down, getting that Everfrost is now finished, and I think they solidly now just caught back up again. It's back to almost even.
Turret plating will
It's such a
fall
this is a good game, just because of how close everyone is. It's not clear who is winning at the moment. But oh,
The Hex Flash is channeled. They're going in. The Zenith Blade won't be able to land as the flash from Adria is used. They are looking for a fight on the bottom lane. Teleport comes through. Solar Flare lands on Adria right there. He goes onto the back line as Wissy flashes over the wall, looking for a fight. But however, Hams is in big danger. Hook goes wide, but Wissy picks up a double, looking for a triple even maybe. But the Q heals him up, not enough, as Wissy picks up a third.
as a triple kill for the Nocturne, he is now getting so far ahead of his counterpart. And I think they're probably going to get the top in... oh, there's a solo kill from the side of Broken.
That is amazing. It's the early game that Darius has compared to what the Viego can pull out.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, Viego has the advantage in... He has a Mythic complete, whereas Darius does not. He only has components to his Mythic.
Yeah, I think it was the Darius' fault for engaging because he didn't have a Mythic and how powerful the Night Harvester is on Viego to cut off any tanks in his way.
Yeah, the Divine Sunderer is just so powerful. Night Harvester is on the Nidalee, so...
Oh.
You got it. Sorry, you got it
Oh.
other way around, my friend.
I mean, they're both green. I
They're
got
both,
that mixed up.
yeah, they're both green. I agree.
They're both X's as well.
I think Divine Sunderer actually. I don't think it's an axe. I think it's like a giant, club.
Giant hammer kind of thing.
Yeah, hammer.
Something that Nessus uses.
Yeah, maybe.
Nessus bonks you
Yeah.
on the head.
Yes, that's so true. Like,
Oh.
I was playing this little game with Hungry a little earlier. Do you know what the Orn Masterwork item name is for Divine Sunderer?
I don't actually know.
It's called Dayside.
Sorry, what?
Dayside. Deicide. And you see,
Top lane. I guess you get your 5 stacks off. You're not gonna go for the fight. Ash arrow goes wide again. It's always the Ash arrow to the top lane. It's the hardest to land.
yeah, it's the hardest. Like especially the long range ones are especially hard to land. And
That's not a full range, but it still chunks out your health.
yeah, so like
Oh, they're going for the fight under the tower. What can you do if you're Foxicle? The Fear will be able to land. The Q will be able to save his life. But I believe the smite
red
damage.
buff with the red
Oh.
and the smite damage.
Oh my god. It just barely picks him up.
Yeah, and also like, so when I meant like a bit earlier when I was talking about Dayside, right?
Yeah.
Dayside is the English word for the killing of a deity.
Oh,
Whenever
wow.
you kill a deity, it's called Dayside.
Wow. Okay.
Because Divine Sunderer, right?
Yeah, divine. And everything. Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
I get it. Especially when it is a tank killer.
Yeah,
You know,
the tank killer.
gods against humans, that's like impossible to do.
Yeah.
because-
I mean, also like that Ornn is also considered the Forge God, right?
The 3 gods of Freljord, Ornn, Anivia, and Volibear.
Yeah.
Sadly, I only play one of them.
The Nivea, right?
Yes, Anivia is such a very fun champion to play.
I mean, yes, she is fun if there's no one on the team that can just run and jump on you and engage.
Yes,
It's true.
They jump on you, you become an egg, and you're like, they're like, yes, I am an egg. What can I do? I always throw my Q out too early against those type of champions that just burst you down, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get stunned and then I can't reactivate it. Then the
Yeah.
stun will not land. The only thing I can do is throw my E out, which will do more damage.
And we see now just that the
Oh, that's a
Mid
free
lane-
tower.
mid lane T1 is down. They're now I think trying to set up around the mountain drake. I think that's the mountain drake.
Yep, and NYP will always be able to secure the dragons. There's nothing SMU has been doing to counteract whatever dragons ever spawns.
Yeah. I remember how we were talking about earlier just how close everything was, right? I think it's like just 2-3 minutes ago. They now silently have a 3k gold lead.
Yeah, NYP just taking those small L's to bring back the bigger win that they
Yep.
need. They
This-
want their legacy to be there.
Yeah, they want to hold on to that legacy.
Oh,
and
that hook
it's
over the
amazing
wall, they're
hook.
going for it. The chain CC, the box has been used. Buisi going on to the line, finds one and they are finding more. Buisi, however, gets stunned by the Leona, trying her best to get out, but the Solar Flare will be able to land a hook for that Leona, will be able to allow Hwang Eiji to pick that one up, and they are looking for more. Adria doing the amount of damage, the shield bow will be able to help him live for long, but Icy, however, looking for a fight. With that Renekton ulti, he's not going in. He does pick up one, so that's a 3 for the side of 1 for NYP.
There's a definite win for NYP. They managed to get mid lane T1. They got the Mountain Drake, and I think they almost got the top lane T2 as well.
It's the ring around the roses for Broken and
Yeah.
Foxicle on the top side.
Yeah, one way. I think he's definitely now in trouble unless they know where he
Oh,
is.
no way this works. No way this works.
Oh, they got
the
him.
hook will, the spear will land. Broken is
Spear-
not a very big trouble. He just gets caught on in 1v4.
Yeah,
Imagine if he recalled that. That would be so amazing.
if he did, yeah. But they managed to perfectly predict the spear, and yeah, he died. Sadly.
You know, sometimes in League it feels like sometimes the hitboxes just doesn't make sense.
Yes, not the skew is one of them.
Not that the Q makes sense.
No.
The middle line is the terrain thing.
The outer is the champion.
What?
You know when you hold down your Q for Nautilus, right?
Yeah.
The outer rectangle
Yeah.
is what lands on the champion. The inner is what lands on terrain. So that's why you wonder somehow it will go through that thing.
You learn something new every day. Okay,
Yes.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't play as much Nautilus as I probably should. Whenever I'm in like the support role, like when I get auto field to support, I either play Thresh or Soraka.
Trash is a very good champion. I love him. I love to play. I haven't picked up this skin yet because for some reason the game doesn't want to give me my tokens. Can't get 300 for it.
Yeah. No, but like I like Soraka just because of like sure, she's not the most mechanically intensive champion, but you can just do so much with it, and
Like
just
when
she's such a heal bot as well.
and especially when people dive you, you just put on the silence thing, and then what do you do? Like especially for burst mages,
Yeah.
you throw that one ability and you're like, I can't throw anything else. What do I do?
Yeah, and you're playing against someone like a Silas, right? If they try to jump
Oh.
in, just throw the E under you. I'm like, come on, try something else.
Just auto attack me, you know?
yeah.
They're just gonna take the Baron, and there's nothing for them to contest. The ward doesn't even spot them out, but the
Then
other
they
one
have-
should be able to. They have been spot out. The Hex Splash will be going over the wall. Solar Flare will be landing on Huang AG. The Dragon Baron is still on 1 HP. Several who picks this up as Adria picks up one. The Fear will not be able to land. Spell Shield will be able to be used, and they pick up the Baron and the amount of kills. But I believe Baron has been stolen. But it's
It's a moral victory.
a moral victory.
It's a moral victory because they were able to take it, even though they lost.
4 members.
They lost the 4 members. One person still has it at least.
I mean, you still get the gold if you're dead, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you still get the gold, right? Yeah, but again, like I said, it's a moral victory. You lost one to get this entire thing, and I think they also got top tier 2 and mid tier 2. So I think it's still okay. It's
still a
not
win.
horrendous.
Yep.
I mean, there's still like 14, 5k ahead. So it's still not so bad.
It's still not bad. I honestly agree with you.
But like that was something they probably should be able to secure. And you also saw that Nidalee didn't really engage in the fight. She was just focused entirely on the Baron.
You're like, okay, it's like that solo queue game where you're like, okay, my team's fighting. Yep, let's not care about them. Let me go for objectives only.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking for a fight. The Fury is gonna be used. The Zenith goes in a bit too far. The hook will be able to land. The lantern will be used to get. Will be able to flash out of there as Reese goes in for that backline. Fear will be able to land. I see now in the island of his own, and Adria picks him up. Now looking out to the top side, they're looking for the fight. Hams, however, Hook will be going wide. Broken diving in, goes in, gets the kill. Looking for more. Everfrost lands. It's not enough as Callista falls. Everyone's falling. Foxical, the last one member. He does pick up one as a consolation.
And ace for the side of NYP, and now we're just gonna push down mid lane. I think it's not entirely enough for them to win the game right now, but they can definitely get
That
the
tower.
inhib.
Yep. They should be able to. There's no way they don't.
Yeah, because they have about like 10 seconds on IC, and about 15 seconds or so on everyone else. So
They
they're gonna
also
get
pick
the
up the
inhib.
soul.
Yeah, they pick up the soul as well.
They pick up the inhibitor as well, like you predicted. So it's now, they have an 8k gold lead, which is kind of insane at this point. I mean, it's what NYP just does. At 25 minutes, you expect them to get 25 kills.
Yeah, this has been a very bloody game, and
Oh, Adria, I think you're alone in that jungle. Not something you would want to be doing there.
so yeah, he rightfully backs off, and I think he's going to reset. Going to just make sure he can spend all his gold and try and win the game on the next push.
You know, when I play Nidalee, right, I always forget to put down the traps because I just keep on forgetting how mechanically difficult Nidalee is.
Yeah, she seems like such a
easy champion. Right?
Easy
You
champion,
just
right?
throw
But-
that spear and then yeah, okay, that's all.
Yeah, but she has sort of like, I think with most champions, especially ones which right have done like the mini reworks on, right? They've tried to add a little bit more depth, and they add a little bit of like mechanical like aspects to each champion, such that people can do their own, express themselves better, right? In those mechanical choices, and in those games.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. I think there was a time where Blitzcrank, right, you could flash backwards such that the Blitzcrank hook will go further. But sadly, that doesn't work anymore.
I think that was more on Riot just decreasing the type of interactions which seem unintuitive, right? Like with how they, I think it's either this patch or the patch before, where you could no longer throw your 5-point strike as a Kali while you're doing your E.
I think it was the last patch. Oh, we see using his ult to just,
To scare.
to scare. Maybe just clear out a few wards.
Yeah, a few words. I think this is a Nocturne ult that really lived up to the name. Like it's paranoia. Like you just make them all paranoid. Oh god, what's going on? Nothing happened.
What are they
Said-
doing?
Yes.
And then BC's
Am I
like,
dead?
BC's like, yeah, I'm just gonna clear out a ward. You don't mind this? Yeah, sweet. Bye bye.
That was a definite usage of an ult.
Yeah.
You see now they're actually trying to catch Ripsy or anyone else
Oh,
out.
the Foxicle picks up Brissy in the bush.
Oh,
and
no.
the teleport
Oh, no,
from
I see.
Icicle. Oh, I see. What are you doing? The Solar Flare finds two, however. Cleanse will be used. Brissy, however, trying his best. He gets stunned and he does die. Well, he does fall to the Darius right there. Chain kill onto the Darius and they're looking for more. Hwang Yeji picks up another. They're going for the ace and they're looking for the end. Broken in the Leona can go for the Xenoblade, but it's too late. He's going for the stun instead. Won't be able to land as Icy finds the stun on Broken and won't be able to pick him up.
They won't be able to pick him up, but they're now heading towards the Nexus turrets. They're heading towards the end, and this looks like it's going to be a swift 2-0 for the side of NP.
There's nothing SMU could have done. I mean, they did good in the early game, but this feels like what SMU did to NUS.
Yeah. They gave him a little bit of hope, but
Oh, no way NYP is playing for KDD. I just like what Broken does. Spectral more and then takes the Lantern out.
yeah. But we see now they actually managed to basically they got both in Nexus turrets. They got the top two inhibs. I think they're just gonna reset and then try to take Baron and then win on the next push.
Yep, that's what they should be doing, and they're just waiting for the right time to take it. Maybe get a good fight off, and maybe get possibly even the jungler dead. That would be such a good thing.
Yeah, maybe secure the Baron this time properly, and
Yup.
not just randomly have the Nidalee take it.
Nidalee, actually, I see. What are you doing over there?
He flashed over, definitely.
Yeah, I guess that's a save here. Oh,
Oh,
Ash Arrow's
Ash Arrow
land. That
landed.
means it's the engage time. It's lights on and away we go. The Broken, however, going in for the fight. Solar Flare will be landing onto Adria right there. Not enough damage as she's outputting way too much. She does pick up one. It's all down to Callista right here. The hook will be able to land. The cleanse will be used. That's a triple kill for the Cassiopeia. And Harms and Broken are going to pick up the final kill.
And it's just an ace, and now they're just gonna push for the Nexus, and this is gonna be the end of the road for SMU. Good game to NYP. They played really well. They managed to come back a couple times. So other than like they threw themselves a bit, right? Like into the game, and this was definitely like a much closer game than it should have been.
Yeah, this is what SMU did to NUS. NUS had the Q lead. Oh, and look at that
Yes.
victory done. Look at the
Yes.
victory pose that they do.
I love the guy in the back right.
They're like, what is my team doing?
Yeah.
I think he's the top laner of NYP.
I'm actually not sure, but I'll take your word for it.
I would assume he's the top laner. He's like, what is my team doing down at the other side of the map?
He's truly feeling broken inside.
I love that picture.
Yeah, I agree with you there as well. Sadly, this ends as a swift 2-0 to the side of NYP. I
Yep.
mean, SMU managed to get ahead and to actually get a couple of solo kills and wins in the early game, but just couldn't convert it into like a proper win. And they made too many mistakes on their own.
Yep, it was really sad. It really felt like a solo queue game at the end, where everyone's making a little mistake here and there that caused the fight to break out. Like you see, when the Ash arrow lands, it was the perfect time to engage. You
Yeah.
see Breezy using the ult, goes in, gets in deep into the enemy lines, and then starts to slice everyone off.
Yeah. And that's just it. We like this. I would just like to thank SMU for playing and for giving us a good 4 games today. They showed that they had some mechanical skill and they were able to play really well today. And yeah, I think we're just going to take a short break. We're going to just get ourselves ready for the last semi-final of the day. SIM versus I think NP.
Yes, it is SIM versus MP, so please do stay tuned as we go for a short break.
A lot of my painting is about movement. I really gravitated to the circle, and from the circle came the atom. It's like the center of everything, the universe, our biology, all of it. The atom is constantly in motion. We're introducing activewear. It's the best way I can represent with Uniqlo. lot of my painting is about movement. I really gravitated to the circle, and from the circle came the atom. It's like the center of everything, the universe, our biology, all of it. The atom is constantly in motion. We're introducing activewear. It's the best way I can represent with Uniqlo.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final semi-finals for today. I am Hungry Cast. Alongside me is Gobstay, and we'll be taking you through the final best of three for today. It's going to be SIM versus NP for a spot. In the grand finals, we saw NYP already assert their dominance and, kind of sweep SMU under the bus. 2-0, no problem, easy for them, and now they're in the grand finals, but looking for their opponent right now. SIM versus MP. What do you think about this?
SIM, they've did a strong showing before in the group stages. Like, you can see SIM, they've dominated the group stages with, I believe, a 6-0 victory into the playoffs. While looking at MP, they've did well in Group B.
Yep.
I believe they came up second in the group. That's why they've beat IT College Central, was it?
Right.
To
So
get here.
SIM is the best team of their group. Kind of the favorites in this matchup, and in a best of three, I think there's a lot of room for them to kind of experiment and kind of showcase what they want to pull out in the grand finals. More interestingly too, this is a team that is filled with pros, or well, ex-pros, I'd say. These were players that I used to cast way back in the GPO, and now kind of seeing them in Campus Legends as part of a tertiary team is kind of interesting to say the least. Before we go into our game though, we do want to bring up our final chance for a giveaway. You guys missed this earlier today in Game 1 or Game 2. Game 3 now is your chance for you to win this KM300 keyboard and mouse combination courtesy of Lenovo that Nick is holding up. All you have to do is just predict the team that you think is going to win, #Legion, and I feel like we have a lot of SIM fans in the chat that will probably be, betting this keyboard on SIM, and you would be right to do so. I feel like they are the favorites coming in.
I really appreciate what Legion has done, especially giving away a keyboard and mouse bundle every week.
Yep.
Usually people would just dump roughly 150 to about 200 on a keyboard and mouse, but here you get it for free. If you win the giveaway, that is.
Yeah, definitely a chance. And if you guys have been missing out week on week, this is your second last week, because next week will be the finals itself for Campus Legends League of the Legends. So do stay tuned, of course, to see how that one plays out. But for now, we are waiting for the teams to load into the lobby and into draft. It's going to be SIM versus Ngee Polytechnic. Right now, the players are still waiting. In terms of, my preference, I've watched a lot of SIM. I know some of the players themselves, and Mez himself being one of the ex-casters that I used to work with. So I do believe SIM does have the upper hand in this matchup. I'd give it like 70-30, leaning towards SIM. I'm not sure what your take on this is, Nick.
It's always intrigues me of what the players can pull out. It's their creativity with the amount of champions that are in league. If you can pull off an off-meta champion, that's what I want to support. You're a bit you're one of those guys that like seeing they like seeing kind of cheesy, weird off-meta compositions, right? But I like clean, kind of routine League of Legends. And last week, even though Arcalic did pull out the Z, some people will be like, "What, Z out of nowhere?" But Arcalic Z was one of the most I guess one of his signature champions way back in the day. So it wasn't too surprising to see him pull that one out. In addition to that, there are other champions in his pool that will probably make an appearance. Silas Akali definitely something he favors as well. But this team on a whole, not just Arcalic, but also the fact that they have this wealth of experience. They do have a solid roster around each other, and this kind of synergy that works very well, I think, is what's probably going to give them an edge and help them find a spot in the grand finals. Neon Poly, however, not to be outdone, like you said, doing relatively well in their own respective group, but still, it's an uphill climb for them to really even hit this point of SIM.
It's now that you're in the semi-finals, there's two ways you can take this. I want to go big, I want to go into the grand finals, that kind of thing, or you can be like, okay, let's lose here and let's prepare for the bronze medal.
Yeah, like third and fourth, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Losing here, of course, like you said, definitely a chance for third and fourth, but not to mention the fact that in terms of track record, in 2020 at least, SIM placing third last year in Campus Legends, and now looking for this hopefully second or first place finish to after securing a spot in the grand finals is definitely a feat. Minimally, they should be able to get third and at least maintain the legacy, the record that they had from last year. But ideally, they would be looking for first or second to dethrone NYP, who is already waiting for them in the grand finals, right? So NYP is very much on track to end up first again, and that will make it their third time in a row. 2019, 2020, and this year 2021 will make it their third, three-peat kind of victory. But if SIM can play, spoiler to that, and if they end first, it would be a very surprising upset to say the least.
It's like the sort of rivalry you have between the top three teams in Campus Legends, right? It's NYP always first, then SIM being third. The second place
TP is
somewhere.
unfortunately not having the best kind of performance this year. I think if I'm not wrong, SIM already did beat TP out, and that was in the quarterfinals earlier today. So a bit tough, but also because of the placements in the groups and the standings, and how the brackets panned out, SIM was able to take down TP earlier in the day and now find themselves in the second semifinals for today. So players are in lobby. I believe we should be going into game, ladies and gentlemen. SIM versus Neon Poly, and for those of you that don't know, SIM is my alma mater. I did graduate from SIM just relatively recently, so I'm kind of rooting for them as well. Hopefully, looking for them to end up in the grand finals as we are into draft here.
We should switch seats, because SIM is up above me.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's fine. In the second game, the swap over. No surprise, but SIM is on the blue side this time, like you so keenly mentioned, and NP is on the red side as the first ban comes out to be Sinja.
Since I believe he's a very aggressive, sort of like a jungler kind of thing. But if you are daring enough, you can put him in the solo laners as well.
I've seen people play that. I've seen people play solo lane like a mid Sinjao, and it's kind of annoying as like your level 1, level 2 all in is really strong between Audacious Charge and the 3 Talon Strike. So that could be a choice, but it's banned out. Arela banned out as well. Sorry, production, can we get like my volume in my headset to go down a bit lower? It's super loud in my ears. Sorry, just want to mention this right now. But yeah, Aurelia and Diana have been banned out as well. So right now looking for the 4th ban. It's going to be Lucian here for NP.
The Lucian bans, I think they're looking for maybe a mid laner kind of thing, because you see the AP jungler being banned out. The Lucian being such a harassment in the mid lane, I swear.
I think right now they are targeting the pool of SIM a little bit more. The mid lane Lucian is something that's both meta and would fit Arcalic style very well. Now with the Gwen being removed, Gwen more of a power ban than a target ban. I think it's a very strong pick. We saw it do very well in the first game for today. The fact of the matter is she is a very strong flex pick and can be played in the jungle and both the top lane. Just banning it out removes some of the service there. And
the
the
Ziggs.
Ziggs, the Ziggs being banned away too. We saw bot lane Ziggs earlier today too, but I think it's, again, NP saying like, we just want to ban that out. And not to mention, right now, the first pick, Lee Sin is open. Lee Sin is going to be locked in by SIM.
But Viego is still open. So I think MP could possibly pick the Viego to probably match the Lee Sin. But let's see what NP can bring out, since they have two picks this choice, right? This
The Lee Sin again also is a flex pick. You could play in top or jungle. Of course, his numbers have been nerfed a little bit. The kind of insane wave clear that solo lane Lee Sin has dipped off a little bit more. Still, with Gold Drinker, it's a very strong. Overall, sustain laner in itself can do very well. Provide strong engage if you understand how the champion works. The first two picks here for NP is going to be an instant balling, right? Aphelios Thresh. So this tells me that NP are going to be playing bot side. You don't pick Aphelios Thresh if you don't want to be like helping that lane snowball. Essentially, that lane needs to snowball, and once it does scale up to the strong item, power spike that Aphelios does have, that's when you can come online. The response here from SIM is a Karma and Varus. Varus, again, we've seen a lot of Varus today. The reason being it's a very low economy, high utility ADC. Like, you don't need a lot of farm, but you still do a lot in terms of items. So it's like, usually you buy Tears, Serrated Dirk, go back to the lane, just start owning the guy because you have Lethality and Piercing Arrow. And then once you get a couple more items, you finish the Mana Mule, you finish the Dust Blade, that's when you really take over as like a poke machine, right?
Yeah, you start poking out the champs because your W does % health damage.
Yeah, it's execute.
It's an execute basically. But MP is gonna lock in the Trundle to match the Lee Sin, I believe, in the jungle.
They are predicting a Lee Sin jungle, but I am not 100% sold that SIM is going to play Lee Sin jungle. Just purely because of the draft right now. And I think the Trundle could be abused here if SIM read this properly, right? If it's a jungle Trundle, SIM could read this properly and just play something like Kindred and punish that. Again, right now you see the LeBlanc, that's the Aracelic ban. Won't be surprised if they final ban like Silas, Zed, Akali, something like that to make sure that Aracelic does not get like a good lane matchup. There's Mundo that's gonna be taken away by SIM here.
You're duller than a broken
And Tom
sandwich.
Kench as well. They both recently changed champions, you know. So sadly we won't be seeing them. We've seen how powerful Tom Kench was, but it wasn't played to the max potential.
I think Tom Kench being banned signals to me that they're worried SIM picks like tanky kind of,
Never pick a
frontliner,
fight you can't
and
win.
they do want to force this Lee Sin into the solo lane and hopefully get a decent matchup in the top lane. Being on the red side, of course, they can last pick their top lane pick last. So here you pick either top or mid. I assume you want to pick mid because either way you're going to get slapped by Aracelic. So just pick the mid lane matchup first and then last pick your top lane, because against Mez, who is Greed, I'm assuming you probably stand a better chance of coming out hit in your lane.
Yeah, so I think
There you
they've
go, the
locked in
big
the
pick.
Syndra. Syndra recently got a few buffs in that mana cost of her abilities, so I guess Syndra would be a very optimal pick going into what SIM has.
Quake is hovering the Vayne here because this is one of his old school signature picks. His old IGN used to be Cab, and then he used to play a lot of Vayne. But now not so much, even though Vayne is still very strong in this patch. I don't think that's going to be the choice. Instead, it's going to be the Akali for Aracelic here in the mid lane. Again, one of his signature champions. I think Aracelic, two things, right? I think Assassins, and I think high mechanically skilled player. And Akali is one of those champions that do, fall in that particular overlap in the Venn diagram. So now the final pick here, I think probably not an Ivern, unless they have some cheese set up. It should be the jungle pick and then the Lee Sin solo lane, I think.
Seems like they're covering all the junglers. And they're gonna lock in the Graves.
Same thing as Kindred, basically. Against Trundle, you have a range advantage and you have ways to dodge away from the pillar. Trundle only really excels when he can lock you in place with the pillar. Basically, he throws up the pillar that
and just blocks you.
And then in that AoE, you are both slowed and obstructed, right? Then he just fights you in that area. But with someone with Graves or Kindred, your response is just to throw down smokescreen and dash away. Or for Kindred, throw down the AoE and dash away. It doesn't matter, right? So these are picks that are non-interactive against Trundle and seek to actively counter the Trundle jungle pick.
Yeah, so I think what we should be looking at isn't the jungle, but I believe should be the mid lane, because Aracelic is what you say, want to be a very mechanically skilled player, and he wants to show that off with his Akali. So the mid lane is one to watch out for, bottom lane as well, because we need to see whether the Aphelios will get that snowball lead ahead.
If you are looking at this matchup right now the way I am, you would expect Trundle to start red side and then path down as early as possible to bot lane, because between Varus and Karma, neither Quake nor Kra have like any escape tools outside of Flash. You hit a good pillar into a hook into a lantern, that's pretty much the lane gone, right? That's a guaranteed flash or a guaranteed kill. So you should be starting on red side if you are Trundle, path down, and then like early gank bot as the moment you can. Like level 3, level 4 gank bot lane already. The response here for SIM should be Graves babysitting mid as much as possible. Like get Arakelic a good like laning phase so that he can start demolishing the Syndra at level 6 and then start roaming the map, because you expect Mez on this Lee Sin to like kind of go even, right? For the most part, because he's so mobile, you should not be losing this lane. If anything, you go even or take a small L in terms of CS. So the only lane that Smurf can really punish here is Arcalic's lane or match the bot lane ganks. But even then, it's still tough, because if you get jumped and your Varus and Karma are low health, you can't really come in to assist them.
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, in those games where your bot lane's is getting killed and you still go there just so that you tell them, I'm here, I counter ganked you. Okay, cool.
It's the idea of a sunk cost fallacy, right? If they end up behind already, there's no point going to gank that lane. It's just even harder to rescue that lane. So
Yeah.
I think if you are Smurf here, you play towards your mid jungle a bit more. If you have initiative, if you have prio, then of course you can path bot lane. The advantage of Graves over Trundle is that you are much faster and more efficient when it comes to clearing the jungle. You always exit the jungle with more health compared to Trundle, so it feels a lot better as Graves, especially if you know how to juggle your true grid stacks, your E, gets armor, right? So if you can keep those stacks really high, you actually clear the jungle with a lot of health. Your basic attack, by virtue of knocking back the Scuttle Crab, means that you already take away the shield. So it's one of those junglers that controls river, has very efficient pathing, and can play around mid jungle synergy a lot.
Right. So SIM's jungle should be looking towards the mid and the bottom lane, if it so happens that bottom lane is getting ganks, but you don't want it to be low health, and MP is looking for the bot lane, sort of like, you know, instead of you feed the Kog'Maw being the dog, you feed Aphelios here.
Yeah, Aphelios definitely is going to be a key, and the raising the puppy is not so much a theme here in a sense, because that implies that the Aphelios is the only damage source, right? And again, when I look at this composition, Aphelios is good to have in the late game. He scales very well if you can snowball him. But otherwise, you can also just play for team fighting. Between the Camille and Syndra, you have a lot of like zone control. A lot of people are starting to learn, or at least have realized, that Syndra in team fights, it's best to out first and then you scatter the weak, not the other way around. Because when you out all the orbs are down, you actually get a bigger like stun area, right?
Oh,
yeah.
true.
So this is what a lot of the pros have kind of realized nowadays, as opposed to like stacking a lot of Qs and then outing for one shot. They use the out as a way to set up utility. Same thing for the Camille, right? You use the out to set it up for a kill, as opposed to like, or controlling area, as opposed to going for a solo kill. So I think this is what we should expect from NP. They could still default to team fighting if the Aphelios isn't super fed either. Like there are alternative win conditions for NP, whereas I think for SIM, a lot of the game is going to be based around Arakelic. A lot of like their success is going to be whether the Akali can control the pace of the game.
Right, so SIM's win condition is through Arcalic, while NP has their win conditions throughout the entire, you know, different lanes, except the support.
Well, the support is going to be like Thresh is.
Yeah.
If I had to rank supports right now, Karma and Thresh are like same but different, like two sides of the coin, right? So Thresh is very good at like roaming the map, setting up plays, and helping your jungler get a hit. He has one of the most oppressive kits when it comes to supports. Karma is an all-round lane bully, so she's really good at setting up your lane for success, especially against Varus. I don't expect to see Aphelios like once he uses the Calibrium, like no more bullets in that sniper gun. He's going to be zoned out of lane just because of the poke. So I do think that's going to be an issue.
Right, but you see, Aphelios, you need him to get those early leads. So you would assume the Thresh would be playing more aggressive.
Well, yeah. The idea is like if you can hit an early hook, you get Ignite.
Yeah.
With the Calibrium or the Graviton gun, either one or the other, you poke them out or you root them in place. It allows you to set up for that, right? The reason why Thresh Aphelios is so annoying as a lane duo is because once you swap to the gravity gun, you have the like kind of route in place that sets up for the Thresh. Same thing for the flamethrower. You can clear the waves very quickly, allowing Thresh to always have pressure. So that's why this lane duo is very strong. People always think, oh well, it's because Thresh has just a lantern and it gets him out. It's a nice bonus, but it doesn't win you your lane. It just keeps the Aphelios safe.
So
right.
basically it means that the Thresh and Aphelios both synergize very well together.
Yeah, people always think of it like defensively, oh, because Aphelios is immobile, Thresh can save him. But the reverse is actually more true. It's the fact that Aphelios has multiple guns that allows for Thresh to set up even more aggressively compared to normal. Yeah, like think of any other ADC that fits well with Thresh, right? How many of them actually can, like, at different points in the game, provide very good wave clear, have a on-demand lockdown, like crowd control, and an ability to straight up duel at level 6, right? If you have those, what's the crescendum, the chakrams? When you have crescendum and you know you're ready to fight, when you have your items, combined with Thresh and all the lockdown he brings, it's actually a very, like, scary, lame proposition to deal with.
Right, because the Chakram, you know, using your abilities, you start getting more of those little glaives around you. You start throwing them more and more and more. It does way too much damage.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, as we are on to the Rift Game 1 between SIM and NP now. Looking at the early setup here, it seems as though NP are not really trying for anything, but you need early vision. You need to spot where the Trundle is. So I think this is the smart move coming from SIM. If you think that the Trundle is red side, around 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, he's going to be bot lane.
Right, and they already spot out where the Trundle is, so it should be top. Oh, he's going to go for a recall, so maybe he might be going for the bot lane start and get that maybe level 2 gank off.
Nope, he's not full recalling. Because the right play, of course, like I said, the right play is to, like, start top side and then path down to help Aphelios Thresh. So for him to recall there is, like, kind of troll. Like, there's no reason for him to go back.
Nice. Little things you know every day. Especially for me, I'm a fairly new League player, so I don't really understand the game to that point.
Right, yeah, so moving, actually smart moves here coming in from Smurf. He reads that bot lane is going to be weak, so he's starting blue also to mirror the jungle path down. And what we'll probably see later on is that he will fast clear his jungle, like fast clear in a sense compared to the Trundle. He'll clear it faster and then move down to control the bottom half of the map before the Trundle can come in and take the Scuttle Crab away from him. So the play now is to just clear jungle as Smurf. This Graves definitely going to exit with more health, faster speed. We'll be able to just move down and take that Scuttle Crab and control bot lane.
Yeah, I think Smurf really has I believe, the better start compared to the to Cappuccino, you know, on the Trundle, especially when he starts the top side.
Like, he did 2 camps already. He's skipping his Raptors just to match the speed, right? Whereas Smurf is already, like, full cleared the top half of his jungle, and now he's walking down. So he's like 1 camp ahead, and he's at the same speed, right?
Yep. And then it shows you how scary Smurf can be on this Graves.
Yeah, it's just the jungle matchup. The idea of, like, knowing the power of Graves, quote-unquote power, and understanding this matchup, because they already identified the Trundle jungle very early on, so they, like, more or less min-max the matchup for the Graves here.
I think the bottom side will be one for a gank, as you see both of them trading pretty evenly, I would say, with MP, you know, taking most of the damage.
So what's going to happen here is he's going to hit level 4. Smurf is basically going to hit level 4 and then move down to control the Scuttle Crab. His team has already put the ward in the river, so they know that it's important for him to, like, get to the river first and then get the Scuttle Crab and deny that away from Cappuccino, because level 4 is basically where they get the Scuttle Crab. Or rather, Scuttle Crab is where they get level 4. So they need to contest this right now.
It's a matter of who gets that Scuttle Crab, gets that level 4 kind of thing, right? But look at the bottom lane, the chain CC, the damage, the Calibrum will pick it up in the final kill, but it was the Thresh who picks it up. So first blood goes to the Varus, and 3 people of MP are looking for a fight down here. Heart goes in, the TP is used from SIM. No one's on the engage as Heart tanking most of the damage. Fudge Nugget, however, low on HP as the Akali Arakalik here doing most of the damage. The E lands, he's going in for a dive, he gets the kill. Cappuccino will be able to secure the extra trade. That's a really 2 for 2.
Yeah, well, with Greed getting a solo kill in the top lane. Good job, Mez. I'm gonna give you a round of applause for getting that solo kill. You know, people might joke that he's in a retirement home, but this guy is still styling on people, even with, you know, against the Camille with, like, teleport and ignite. He actually got a solo kill. He might actually find another one here, because this is a huge wave. The ignite probably gonna take him down though. Safeguard? Nope. Okay. RIP Mez. Nice try. At least you got the solo kill.
So Mez is Greed, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was trying to understand that kind of thing.
Smurf now is gonna get the top Scuttle Crab.
5-4 is the kill score, but essentially what we what the net result of that was our Kelly actually got a solo kill bounty, and a lot of kills went towards Quake, who already finished Irradiate Dirk in tier. So it's at this point where
You can harass the bottom
Yeah,
lane out
exactly.
of control.
the bot lane just does not get to play any
of
League of Legends, right? You get to poke them out non-stop with Karma Varus. The important part is just warding the river and making sure that you don't
Oh.
get jumped. Smurf here with the great smite steals it away. He has
But
control
he
here.
is now in trouble with Cappuccino and Dodok. Both in the jungle, gets the stun. Now there's nothing Smurf can do as Cappuccino picks him up.
Okay, that one was probably not the highest IQ play. Like, there's no reason for him to be that deep in the jungle, even though he stole it away. Should have communicated to Mez like, hey, I'm walking in, can you back me up? And now, Greed is in some trouble because the wave is kind of frozen in an awkward spot. It's going to eventually push into him, but he needs to kind of just hold it here. And they lose top prio too because this wave is collapsing, so Cappuccino is going to pick up at least the enemy Grom. Maybe get contested here.
Possibly. I mean, the Graves is coming back. The Graves doesn't have smite, right?
Yep.
Both of them don't have smite.
He's going to be able to shove them off. He knows because the Lee Sin threatened to rotate down. Right now,
See, but Greed actually misses the Q, and thus he does a lot of damage to Dodok right there.
Arakelik
Oh,
stunned up.
gets the stun. But Heart can't do much. He has his... he used it already.
He used it, didn't get the kill there. Arakelik has to be careful. He can't collect this wave either. Like, he is playing with fire right now. One more Q is going to kill him, so he's barely going to dodge away from that. Scare the weak. Smurf comes in to clean the wave up, just to share the EXP with Arakelik. Now they need to shove this wave out. Yeah, Smurf has to stick around to shove this wave, otherwise it just gets wasted.
At least there is the jungler there to pick it up, unlike solo queue matches where there's not anyone. There is Dodok looking for the fight. Goes with the Hex there, Ultimatum, trying to get the stun. He lands it. He's not doing enough damage as Greed just disengage that. But the hook will land on the bottom lane. The flame will come through as Cappuccino is on the bot side. The Graviton will be able to pick up the kill as Cappuccino is looking for more. That's a 1-for-1
so far. Smurf coming in. He does have the ultimate. They could finish off Cappuccino if they use the collateral damage. Not in range. No. Unlucky. That was also the frozen domain from Cappuccino to get the movement speed out. So if he didn't have that, he probably dies to Smurf's auto plus Q plus collateral damage. But good news is they can stick around for plates.
Yeah, there's nothing the two members of SP can do.
TP it.
TP is coming in from below as Syndra gets the stun off. The chain CC will be able to lock Smurf down right there, but there's not enough damage. The heal from Quake will save Smurf there, as that's a 1-for-0 as Arakelik is gonna fight Cappuccino walking into the tribe bush there.
Arakelik is probably now gonna stop them from backing off. He's gonna sit here because he has ultimate, and he has the wave collapsing, so he's looking to clean up here
but
for a
the
double.
Root, he's going for it. He gets the good Q damage, but the execute won't land as they pick up two people under the tower.
Yep, completely expected. Like, you give Arakelik this amount of space, and when he has his ultimate, he's gonna make that play. Like 9 out of 10 times, he will stick around just to punish you, and you cannot give this player any inch, any centimeter, because he's gonna take so much more. And now with this goal lead, slightly less than 3k for SIM. They have control. Arakelik's 2-1 and 2. He's moving in towards, I think that should be Proto Belt, I want to say.
Should be a Proto Belt.
Unless he does Night Harvester, which is kind of like... I think Proto Belt is probably the better play here. The big kind of beneficiary of this early game is Quake though. Right now, if he bases, he should be able to pick up, either you go instant Dustblade, and that's a lot of lethality, right? The tier is just a stacking item. It's so that when he reaches the late game, he has mana. But the Dustblade is the one that's going to help him control the lane.
Yeah, I think that what Varus can do right now is way too much, especially before 10 minutes. No one should be able to get a mythic before 10 minutes, unless you're him.
His team played to him very well, so Smurf started, again it all starts because the Graves just knew that he has to start topside, path down, and Arakelik also understood that he had to play towards bot lane a lot more. The kind of success point we saw earlier was when Cappuccino came down for the kill onto Kra. They were able to collect the karma very easily, right? And this is what we talked about, like, if you hit the pillar into a hook, it's a guaranteed kill.
Yep.
But then you forget the SIM actually, sends like 3 or 4 people down the bot lane, and you don't get to play. So
You just don't get to play League of Legends down here against SIM, especially when you're the bot lane of NP right here. It's not a fun day for you guys.
Dodok he has Ignite, he has level 8. He's waiting for Cappuccino to clear this camp so they can come and gank him, because Hookshot plus Hextech Ultimatum should be able to get the kill here, I think. He still has
He
Dragon's
goes
Rage
in,
though.
misses the stun, but he has the Hex Step Ultimatum. It lands, and Cappuccino should be able to pick this one up for free. I believe that was the smite damage.
Yep, smite damage,
some burn.
challenging smite plus the auto just taking him down. And I think Mez maybe overestimated how tanky he is. He thought that the Dragon's Rage alone would get him out, but the full-up damage from the Trundle is just too much. And also the ultimate from the Trundle allows him to pick up that kill.
Now they get to pick up the Rift Herald for free, but on the top lane, Dodok is in a bit of a fight against Smurf right there.
He might actually die here.
Yup, the TP will be used. There's no one there, as Cappuccino is to focus on the Rift Herald. Arcalic knows this, and he is rotating down. They want to get this Rift Herald and Cappuccino maybe.
Cappuccino has smite,
Oh,
and
the
counter
TP again.
This is actually a smart play. If they can pick this one up, it's actually worth it. They just need to smite this one away.
Yup, but they want more. Look at Arcalic's play style and his amount of mechanical ability to just pick up 2 kills in the enemy jungle. Oh my god. Arcalic is way too skilled. Dodok trying to pick up a exit frag right there, but it's not enough as Arcalic just goes back for the kill.
4-1 and 5 now.
Oh
He's gonna
my
base
god.
and pick up a full mythic. And the best part is, like, well, not best part if you're an MP fan, but
Yeah,
like,
sadly.
the value part was SIM didn't even have to leash that one up because they recognized that Cappuccino was on the Rift Herald. So they're like, okay, we have double TPs, and this Herald is super low. Let's just send everyone there, and Arcalic's super fed anyway. We'll just pick up that Rift Herald and then get the kills on the way out. Right now, goal lead is in favor of SIM in terms of like 5.5, 5. So the bot lane is still controlling like this lane very well. They haven't found kills, but what they have found is a CS advantage as well as a lot of plates. Like this turret alone,
It's gone.
Yeah, no Herald, nothing. It was just them shoving up and hitting it constantly, like chip damage over like 20 waves, right? And they're able to pick it up.
Yeah, some trades on the top side going in the favor of Dodok there.
Arcalic has Proto Belt. He has Dark Steel. You know, if this is like the Arcalic of old, we see an instant Mage Eyes here, right? Come on, Dom, give me the Mage Eyes. Give me that. Like, I want to see the 20-stack Mage Eyes, Dom.
The Book of BM, I believe you called it that.
I mean, it does fit his playstyle. 4-1 and 5. That's gonna be a value buy, right?
He's doing so well. He might as well just make it much better, you know.
Dodok's gonna pick up at least some respite here. Gets a couple of plates. There's like a minute and a half left before those go off, so you need to get some value back on the map somehow, right? It's not coming from mid lane, it's not coming from bot lane, so the commute has to find some value in the form of the turret plates. Might see a rotation coming up from Cappuccino. He does have the ultimate.
Oh, Dodok actually lands the stun, but it forces the hand of Greed to Dragon Rage kick him away.
They got bot tier 1. If Greed doesn't die, it's a win. If he dies, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, Calyx rotating up too.
Cappuccino a bit too deep, uses the Blascon to get out of there. I guess that's a safe move, but the bottom lane of SIM is just dominating it. There's nothing the members of NP can do. But Dodok is on the run from what seems to be a gang from Arcalic, and Smurf's damage. Look at that quick burst. The collateral picks him up. Picks Heart up, and maybe even the first tower. I mean the mid
Tier
tower.
1. They got bot tier 1 now. This is the rotation, the natural progression. After you pick up bot side, you can move mid. And Smurf there with the Gale Force is able to get solo kill. Now they're jumping in on the top side, but
Arcalic, they're finding him and they pick him up as Cappuccino gets a big shutdown. Mid tier 1 is gone and they're looking for Greed. Dodok should be able to pick this up with the help of Cappuccino, as you know, Cappuccino being the jungler gets the kill.
He's 6-3-1 now. The big problem is all of your like bounty shutdown goal is in the hands of the Trundle. And if he's not in the fight, you don't have a lot of combat potential, as we see the pause come in. But if he's not in the fight, if Cappuccino doesn't join, you lose a lot of combat power. So the problem here is like he needs to be at every fight. He needs to be contesting every single thing. And he's one jungler versus like 3 laners. It's tough for him to really spread that value, I think. Overall, for SIM, they are very much on track of what in terms of what they need to do. Lee Sin took a couple of small L's here and there, but he's still doing well in lane. Arakalik's controlling the pace. He's got his Pro Belt. He's going to be moving into like his next core item soon. And for Quake, he's on Varus. Even though it's a low economy pick, he's already gotten a lot of gold for his team.
Yes.
So like the execution damage from Piercing Arrow is there. So we're expecting him to just pop people with the Q.
Just one RWQ, full combo, the guy's gone.
There are multiple ways for them to pick people off too. Like we haven't even seen them in a 5-on-5. And if you ask me, like, is this too much for NP? Like, is it game over? I don't think so yet. They still, like I say, have the opportunity to fight 5-on-5s, but they need to navigate that very carefully. Like, the way they take these 5-on-5s have to be very specific. Like, you know, use a choke, use the Trundle Pillar in those narrow pathways, use Hextech Automatum to lock down Arakalic, use these Unleash Power to scatter the weak to stun multiple members. Like, it has to be very specific. You can't just walk in and hope like, oh yeah, SM is just going to give us the team fight. NP is going to get slapped. So they need to be very careful and very mindful about how they engage these 5-on-5.
Yep, true. There's no one in this competition that will give you just a random 5v5 to win. It's
Much
all
less
it's,
SIM.
it's all of skill. You know, SIM has Arcalic there, has the members, but MP has the tools to lock Arcalic down, and that is if MP knows what they're doing.
Yeah, Hextech Automatum must be on the Akali. Must be on him. Like, even if it's quote-unquote wasted ultimate, it keeps him from diving to your backline, right? The value of Hextech Automatum is you lock someone down. Yes, you're kind of stuck inside with him, but he cannot exit the area. And because of that, your mid lane and your ADC is free to just free hit, right?
Yep.
They're free to walk around and actually do damage in the fight. So when Arcalic is left unchecked, they will die. But if you lock him down with Hextech Automatum, maybe you get a chance in the team fight.
Yeah, you know, just sacrifice yourself, be selfless, go in, lock the Akali down, and let your team just do the damage. Just trust your team in this one.
Yeah, hopefully as we jump back into game. Yeah, there we go. That was a short technical pause, and like we said, lockdown Arcalic, maybe you find a better window in this game, but Smurf is also starting to come online, 3-1-7 on his Graves. He's already picked up the Gale Force, so we'll smite away that blue buff. I think the next item here, there are a lot of things you can go actually. There's a lot of value kind of items you could buy. Depends on what his team needs, I suppose, as Inferno Dragon is going to be picked up by SIM here.
There's nothing that NB could do to contest that. I mean, it's just now a 5k gold. It wasn't as bad as the previous games.
Yeah, but this is SIM's like shtick though. Like the thing that they're very good at, like their kind of #1 trick, is they will have this very small goal lead at like the mid game, and then once they take one big fight, you see this like 5k become like 8k, become like 12k, because they are very good at taking these fights. So, like I said, MP needs to be very careful about how they engage these fights.
I think the... Sorry, I had a sore throat. What I believe needs to happen, right, is that NP Syndra needs to actually get some gold in and actually get the first mythic up, because she's currently the
0.1.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's against Arcalic.
happens. It happens. It's okay. It's okay, Heart. I believe in you. You just need the Ludens, buddy. Just need the Ludens to come online. Right now, SIM, they're waiting for a window to really punish NP. I think top lane might be the best play here. Just move towards the top side and move onto the Camille and collapse that last outer tier 1.
Yeah, it's the last tier 1 that SIM needs to complete, as they're trying to lock down Arcalic again. They won't be able to land the pillar, won't be able to lock him down as
Collapse
the
on-
members.
Collapse on the Camille, that's the play. You have Chains of Corruption and like enough damage to just like one-shot her.
Yep, we'll be able to find the root, we'll be able to lock him down. There's nothing you can do. You go for the extra ultimatum, but you can't do anything. Bottom lane, however, Arcalic is in the fight with 3 members of SIM. That is not something you want. The pillar will be able to lock him down. The flare will come through. Hook hasn't been used, I believe, used before. As Eros is going in for the fight, he does pick up the kill. Won't be able to use the lantern to get out, as now he's gonna face Greed in a one-on-one. He won't be able to get out. Oh, the dragon kick! The dragon kick over the wall. Greed, what are you doing?
Good job, man.
What team are you playing for?
You know what? That's a classic man's move. I'll give it to him. He was. I knew that was gonna go wrong when he safeguarded way too close to the guy. I'm like, okay, I know how this is gonna turn out already, because when you safeguard that close to to Aphelios, he's able to actually just trade against you with the Crescendum and the Severum, right? So that's kind of the first indicator of things going badly. But SIM, they take down the top tier 1, they take down the top tier 2. They already got the earlier kill on Camille, so now they still have control of this mid game, right? And what did I say their specialty was? Like mid game, you see the 5k become like 8k goalie. Now it's a 7k, right? Eventually, it's gonna balloon because they're able to find these massive multi-map kills across different lanes.
Right, you don't need SIM's financial group because you have them right here. This is their investing kind of thing. You see them, they invest 5k, suddenly becomes 7, boom, it goes up and up and up.
There's a joke here about like Mez and financial investment. I don't know, man. You guys go and fix that one. It's like the IKEA of jokes. 2, 3, and 1 on this Lee Sin. It's all in good jest. All in good jest, of course. I do know him personally. So it's just all bans. Meanwhile, Quake having an absolutely fantastic game already, moving towards the Siroda's Grudge. Last Whisper completed. Now, a couple more items before that third core is picked up.
Oh, Heart is now again dived under the tower. This is not a good day for the mid laner of NP.
He's been punished quite a lot. 06 and 2 only currently picking up his Luden's Echo. They will drop this Herald to secure bot tier 2, and they could push for more if they wanted to. The inhibitor is actually a choice here if they push the wave in together. They just need the poke first. They need to poke off Skuro support, and yeah, they could go for the inhibitor here.
Oh, but the hook lands. He's going in. Fudge Nugget won't. The box won't be able to land. It goes golden to save his life, but the hook, another hook will land as Cappuccino does the damage. But the good insight by Green right there. Picks up 1 for 1, and Smurf tanks the tower. Oh, a good snipe by the Varus right there. Oh, that was
okay,
beautiful.
Mez.
But the members of NP are on the flank. Dodok doing his best. Gets the stun off, but he gets immediately chunked, and the perfect execution from Arakelic picks him up. He's looking for Heart right here.
It's gonna be an ace. SIM, they clean up that fight, and that flank was... I see the logic behind it. You want a final, like, good fight. SIM have overextended, but NP, they weren't really able to single out the members that mattered, right? They needed to kill Quake first and then Arakelic. But Quake got out scot-free after that hook connected, and Arakelic's able to use the perfect execution to just relocate himself around these fights. And that's the problem, right? When you don't have the Hextech Ultimatum to lock him down, when you give him freedom of mobility, he is just going to dance around you and end the fight 7-3 and 3 right now. He's going to back off by Morelos, I think. Meanwhile, Quake is going to finish off his Sirodas, and looks like the Collector was the second item for Smurf. Okay. All in all, everyone's just like racking up big items.
Yep. You know, like you say, the gold lead is just slow. It's all snowballing for SIM. They maybe want to look for the Baron right here. I think that's the best option for them.
The composition of SIM though doesn't really do Baron that quickly because it's Varus who is like the main ADC, right? A lot of his damage is in Piercing Arrow. And yes, you still have Graves. Yes, he does do consistent DPS, but in order for you to really take that, you need all 5 members there. And that's kind of obvious. Like, it's very predictable. And being in that pit against Aphelios and Syndra is a bit of a problem. I would be worried for SIM if they just sit like all clumped up 5 members inside the pit.
Mr. 200 years and his flamethrower of death. Yuck, they're gonna lock down Greed right there as he gets out of there scot-free. That's a Hextech Ultimatum wasted. I think that calls for the Baron to be taken. As there's nothing that MP knows. They ping the Baron, however.
Yep. They know that they can do this because the bot wave on the minimap you can see is being shoved in.
Oh,
now
wow,
it's
that's a huge
50-50 coming in. SIM should be able to secure this actually. Yep.
They pick it up. There's no way that NP could have stolen that. Maybe, maybe if Cappuccino actually had flashed up, he could have flashed over the wall, steal it, and then give his team the gold and the buff that they need. But the hook over the wall won't be able to land.
The logic was, if you notice your minimap, the bot lane was shoved in all the way. So Heart, without the TP because he tried to flank, will have to deal with that. Best case scenario for SIM is a 4v5 plus Baron, so they just take that and know that they can push with this Baron buff. Now they can siege even better because a lot of the wave clear from MP is somewhat magical, right? And with this Baron up wave, it's impossible for them to really do anything against the cannon minion. Like, look at how hard it is for them to clear the wave.
Especially with Arakelic right there. They know they can fight. Arakelic knows he can fight anyone, anywhere. He's just gonna ward Dodok off the wave. It is the amount of minions that are leaking in from the bottom, and now maybe even the mid because they got the tower, is gonna be insane for the members of SP. This could be the fastest game of the playoffs. Just look at the amount of damage that Heart actually takes from that one arrow.
Don't do it, man. Oh no, the kick!
Insect. Oh, they get it, Squirrel. They're all gonna look for the end right here. Everyone's dying, falling like flies right there. Arcalic looking for the 2 kills right there as double kill picks up from the Varus, and everyone's just gone as Arcalic dives the back.
They were unable to lock down the Kali, and when you get freedom of mobility, he's going to just shred your backline. A bit of a TP
DM
coming
teleport?
in. Actually, that was a practical teleport because it stops the particular minion from dying to the, to the turret. But that is going to be game 1 going to SIM. Good job coming in from what I again called the favorite of this particular matchup.
I believe that the same school that you graduated from, SIM.
Good job, guys.
It's really amazing to see them complete the game in 22 minutes. This is I believe this is the fastest game in the playoffs.
There were a couple of games off screen as well, like during the quarterfinals, that might have been quicker. I'm not particularly sure, but yeah, very dominant performance coming from SIM, and I think overall, like they hit pretty much every mark that I wanted to see with like this team of ex-pros in terms of controlling the win condition and knowing how they could lose the game. If you think back during the draft, I was like, well, if you snowball the Aphelios lane, that becomes a problem. The response is they just start 4-manning bot lane with Arcalic and whoever had TP, right? And that becomes such a issue for Neon Poly to really deal with. So SIM is a team of experienced players that understand how to manipulate win conditions, and they do it very well. So that's game 1 going to them.
Yep. With game 1 going to SIM, do stay tuned for the next game. This determines whether SIM dominates again with a 2-0 lead and then go on to the grand finals against NYP, or will NP stop SIM in their tracks?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is game point right now, SIM. You know, they're the ones in the lead, and Neon Poly struggling to find their footing. I'm Hungry Cast, alongside me is Gobstay. We'll be taking you through what could potentially be the last match of this best of 3 SIM, looking to lock a spot in the grand finals against Nanyang Polytechnic.
Yeah, it really feels it's SIM favorite right now. But these clothes from Uniqlo, these ones you can get. I believe these are the sports utility wear.
So at the bottom of your screen, you should see a QR code. I'm going to try and point to it
Should
right
be roughly
now.
right here.
Yep, right there. And if you see that on the bottom of your screen, do go ahead and scan it to download the Uniqlo app today or right now. Stand a chance to win an Aerism mask and get $5 off your free purchase, or your first purchase rather, excuse me, with the Uniqlo app. And of course, you know, if you want to stand a chance to win a $100 gift card from Uniqlo, or courtesy of Uniqlo, sign up for a membership, screenshot that, and send it to the Skoga Facebook or Instagram page, and we will pick one person to receive that. I think I was joking with Lemming Messiah about how $100 at Uniqlo is pretty much like my budget for like daily wear. You know, I can get like a ton of plain t-shirts, a ton of plain shorts, and a couple of socks, and like, I'm good to go for like the year.
Yeah, you just need to refresh your look every year.
Pretty much. I only wear the same thing every year, and you know, Uniqlo is great for that. We are into draft, ladies and gentlemen. I believe one of the players did start this very quickly, so we're like midway through already. They're too excited. They can't wait for us. They just want to play some League of Legends, and we understand. We completely get that, you guys. Bans on the side of MP for MP on the blue side rather. The bans coming out: Ziggs, Viego, and Thresh. Meanwhile, for SIM, they will ban out the Gwen, Aurelia, and Xin Zhao. Diana first pick, followed by a Leona and Lee Sin response here on the SIM side.
I think NP probably wants to pick a support and an ADC combos to match what SIM has already picked. Because you see Lee Sin, Diana, both probably the junglers of today's matchup.
It's Lee Sin top. It's definitely Lee Sin top. And I think Ezreal here is a good sign because you're worried about being locked down by Leona. The thing I'm worried about here is for SIM, they can still pick the Callista Leona. I think that's probably going to be the best answer to Ezreal plus X. Like, apart from Ezreal, maybe Alistair, Ezreal, Nautilus maybe? There's no real... Like, even Nautilus is not... Ezreal Morgana maybe might be a decent matchup against this, but Callista Leona is just... Ezreal Braum is not too bad too. Just a way to kind of peel the Leona, right? But still, this opens up the Callista option for SIM, and that's going to be really scary if they do lock that in.
Yep, I want to see what Arcalic will play in this match, you know, because he's such the star of the show for SIM. Maybe a bit for the top laner as well. But Arcalic is the one you need to be watching as SIM. I want to see what he picks for the mid lane.
Jinx is not bad. Varus is a bit of a question mark to me because you already have a lot of control and a lot of lockdown with the Leona. It makes no sense to go for Varus as well because you need a lot more damage. You don't need additional lockdown, right? So Jinx, Leona makes sense. Level 2, level 3, you have very nice kill potential on Ezreal Braum if they're not careful. How it usually works is like Zenith Blade into Shield of Daybreak into Flame Chompers. Just keep them locked in place for like solid 5 seconds, and then Jinx gets enough time to
just shoot
kill,
bullets.
yeah, shoot bullets, kill 1% and then reset. That is the big threat coming in, I think, for NP.
Mundo will be banned out from the side of SIM. I want to see what NP bans to match this Mundo ban kind of thing.
If I was NP, I ban LeBlanc, Akali here. And just try to get the best like open mid matchup. When I say open mid, I mean like first pick matchup into Arcalic as best as I can. So like you don't want to play into Assassins, which is why LeBlanc Akali might be a problem. You might be wary of his Z, so maybe you go...
You don't have the heart for this.
Okay, still going for the Lucian, man. Still worried about the Lucian pick, right? Quake again hovering his Vayne, but it's probably not going to be Vayne. It's probably going to be a jungle. I imagine a jungle pick here because they are... Like, if I'm SIM, I'm thinking jungle Diana. What can I play into jungle Diana that has a decent matchup? Of course, they could also be considering the Diana as mid and then pick the mid lane here for Arcalic. So assuming they think it's Diana mid, Sylas into Diana is pretty okay. One of the better ultimates to steal if you're going toe-to-toe.
I think Sylas has some pretty good ultimates to steal. You know, Diana's out, Braum's outie. And then the last two you have to decide. It's going to be random ultimates, but it's probably going to be a good one because decent champions.
So they flex the Diana into the jungle, and they decide to play Ryze mid into Sylas, which is a really good matchup for... Okay, Kassadin works too. Both of them have like very bad ultimates for Sylas to steal. Because if you steal Kassadin's ult, you only get one jump, if I'm not wrong. You steal Rise Realm Warp. It's like, what is even the point of stealing Realm Warp in
I
a
mean,
fight?
you get
Yeah.
the roam potential, but that's
Yeah,
all.
correct. But you don't get the passive of the Rise out, right? Rises,
Oh.
the value of Realm Warp is not the relocation. In lane, it's getting the passive, which makes your Flux do more damage. So yeah, for Rise, that's why his ultimate is important. Like the relocation is whatever. It's like utility, right? The laning value is the passive itself.
I see.
The Jace also is a really bad ultimate to steal again. So like they kind of answered the Silas pick with two champions that have really like mediocre ultimates. That their kits are built like around other things, right? And then the answer here is like, okay, well, if you're gonna give me really crappy ultimates to steal, I'm just gonna play like, you know, it was potentially a Z mid, but in this case it's gonna be a set in the top lane for Greed and then a jungle Lee Sin coming in.
We're gonna see Arcalic on the Silas.
Could be jungle Silas? No, no.
Silas top set mid with. This is gonna be an interesting.
Okay, I could see this. Well, the reason why I could see this is because Greed, also known as Mez, used to be a mid laner. In fact, his claim to fame was like, was it Season 3, Season 4, #1 challenger mid laner, and his one trick was Orianna, I think, at the start. So he is still by nature like he started out his career as a mid laner. For him to play Silas is not something out of the ordinary. I think it's just like the lane is longer now, but it gives Arcalic a better matchup against Kassadin.
Yeah, it all matters on what Arcalic can do because Arcalic helps your team open up the match. It's always the mid laner that will always help the other lanes when you start getting that lead.
I could see Mez playing Silas. I don't know if he like is gonna dominate the lane of Silas. Is the question, because even on Lee Sin, he took a couple of L's right, in the early
sadly.
game. On Silas, you can't afford to really do that. Once you fall behind, it feels kind of awful because your job is to like be a duelist. You want to duel people, and if you fall behind, especially against D-Doc, you're not really gonna have a good time because it's range versus melee first, and then at level 6 you steal his ultimate, quote unquote ultimate.
Yeah, what do you do with
Yeah,
that?
and you don't do anything, right? But he's still gonna slam you with his skill set.
Okay, maybe I can guess your ultimate. You know when you switch that thing, but you just get an extra.
You get an
Dam-
extra set of skills that aren't really
technically,
ideal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not the best. It's like if this was toppling cannon or something, you're like, oh yeah, let's steal that ultimate, right? Let's fight the cannon. But in this case, no, not so much. Yeah. There are what I'm saying is there are a lot better ultimates that you could steal, and Jace is kind of meh as far as choices for hijack goes. Talking about the compositions, aside from Silas, the reason why they once set mid also is the fact that against Kassadin, you have very strong early lane pressure. Like, you don't care if he decides to poke you out because he doesn't have any sort of mobility pre-6. So if you are able to connect with like Face Breaker into Haymaker, you can kill Kassadin, right? And you have a lot of setup for your Lee Sin. Whereas Diana, Kassadin, like what CC do they have? Nothing much, right?
Pretty much Diana's ultimate. That's all.
And a slow from Kassadin, like pre-6. That's about it. So this 2v2 favors Lee Sin set a lot. And again, we're starting to see how SIM plays. They play mid jungle very heavily, and then occasionally decide to 4-man bot lane. Jinx Leona with Set and Lee Sin. It's a perfect like 4-man bot lane.
It's a very good dive competition as well, I believe. You know, you just bring the person out of the tower can't do anything, the support's there thinking, yes, what am I gonna do now?
Even at the end of it, like even if you do tank up the turret shots, you still have Haymaker for that massive shield to like make your escape, right? So I could see them playing this very aggressively to like dive bot a lot more because they have early lane control with mid lane set, and they have a lot of jungle mid synergy, so Lee Sin is gonna have full control of his pathing, like whatever he wants to do, right? Whichever camp he decides to move towards and start with and end with, Arcalic is going to be there to support him.
Yep. I'm gonna enjoy seeing what SIM can do with this mid jungle synergy. You know, maybe in the future, if there's stats for like how long have the mid laner has stayed with the jungle.
Probably
kind of thing.
pretty high. I would imagine probably pretty high. For MP, their win condition is very simple. They just need to like cross their fingers and hope Kassadin gets to level 16. Like the moment Kassadin gets to level 16, you're like, hallelujah, we won this game, because there's nothing much in SIM's toolbox that can really deal with the level 16 Kassadin jumping on your backline, short of like a perfect set of chain CC from the Leona and then like bursting the rest of his team, right? Because at level 16, he's gonna build like 3-4 stacks of the Rift Walk and then immediately explode the Jinx. Like you jump on top of her, QWE, she immediately dies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's much they can do to deal with level 16 Cassidon. For him to get to that point though, it's going to be a really hard kind of situation.
They need to stall out the game long enough,
Mhm.
but I don't think SIM wants to do that. We've seen them deny a game longer than 23 minutes.
Yeah. Their upper limit usually is like 30 minutes. 30 minutes, they're about done already, and they're like,
Mhm.
okay, let's go next, right? So,
Yeah.
if the Cassidon, like I said, there are ways for Neon Poly to win, largely being like the Cassidon. If you hit 16 and you're able to get Riftwalk level 3, that's when you can actually like punish the squishies, right? Silas doesn't do very well against Cassidon at 16. Neither does the Jinx and Set. Like, yes, he could turn around and Haymaker you, but the extended fight is always better for Cassidon.
Mm-hmm. It's all up to whether, if we're talking about Haymaker into a Kassadin, right? It always matters when how much true damage can you output as.
He's just gonna jump away anyway. Like,
yeah,
the wind up is so long that at level 16, I think his cooldown for Riftwalk is enough for him to jump away. Yeah, and he could probably he could probably just jump behind you too. So that's a big problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the win condition for MP. Cross your fingers, don't lose the early game, wait for Cassidon to get level 16.
Yeah, we now just have to pray that Kassadin reaches that level 16 mark for MP, because that's their only win condition if SIM gets too out of hand.
Yep. For SIM side, sieging is not really ideal. You have what? Set Silas, double melee, solo lanes, and yes, you have a Jinx, but if she doesn't get fed, she can't walk up to hit anything. So I could see the siege being a bit problematic for SIM. Like, if Jinx gets a hit, she gets like rapid fire cannon, and the set is big. Yes, they can walk up and siege, but ultimately SIM's composition relies on killing people to siege. It's not like they just sit in front and throw skill shots and then siege, right? It's not like a Ezreal Zoe composition where they just sit in front of your turret and chunk you and then they siege.
Yeah, it seems we're going for a top lane, sort of like a cheese strat, from what we're seeing from NP.
It's not a cheese strat. It's just like aggressive grouping up early on. Like, a cheese would be something that is unexpected. This is them just trying to walk into the enemy jungle.
Oh my god, SIM is walking into a trap that they don't know. This could be a fatal flaw. Yeah. Oh, NP. This is gonna be a scary game for them.
The good news is that they get a lot of information here, and for MP rather, the good news for MP is they get a lot of information. Their one-shot blast scouts out the back of their wall. They know that red buff is not being started right now, so they can basically put a big X on the top quadrant of the jungle and say SIM is not starting here. So you're basically down to 50-50. It's either Smurf is starting on your red buff or he's starting on his blue buff. So they're able to kind of play the guessing game here and know where he's going to end up pathing, which is top side now.
I guess, he wants to help out his mid laner if he ever gets into issue, but the top lane is where I believe they want to enable this Silas to do things.
And because they just checked their red buff and they checked their blue buff, NP knows that Smurf started on his blue buff. So they know exactly where he is and exactly where he should be pathing, which is going to allow them to play a bit more aggressive, quote-unquote aggressive, depending on the timings in the game.
Arkale trading pretty well with Heart in the mid lane. Doing a bit of damage, but it's a matter of who ganks who first. Oh, that's the Sentinel skin, isn't it?
Yep. Nice Diana Sentinel skin. Thank you, Cappuccino, for keeping the game free to play. I enjoy it when you guys buy skins, because I'm a very, I don't buy skins, right? So, when you guys do it, I feel like I'm not obliged to, so therefore, I don't have to pay to keep the servers up. All jokes aside, you can see the clear speed from the Diana is actually pretty good.
The
damage
the
from mid lane. Yo.
Phase breaker into Haymaker. Okay, I guess that's what you mean in the pick phase. You could have the early kill potential. But bottom lane, however, gets the stun off. Not enough damage to pick up the first kill.
It's because Ezreal was able to hit level 2 off the back of that. So they had a small window, 6 seconds to all in, and they're able to chunk him out. But once Ezreal and Braum hit the level 2 off that wave, there's nothing much you can really do. Arakelix is actually setting this up very nicely. If you count the number of minions in mid, it's actually pushing towards Arakelix. So he knows he has kill potential here. It's going to force Heart to either base and get a suboptimal buy with teleport, or potentially die. This is why Arakelix isn't hitting the wave. He's waiting for it to push out.
That's a pretty smart play by Arakelix right here. I like what he's doing, and I like how he's playing mentally with the opponent.
The response here is Cappuccino needs to clear this Scuttle Crab ASAP and then walk mid. But Smurf is cutting off his entry into mid lane. So Arcalic is now zoning the Kassadin away while Smurf gets jumped on. And in the end, they said
they're
this is
going
really good
for
to
the
me too.
Kassadin right there. Oh, but it's a two-man face breaker. Haymaker finds the kill with the flash. Oh, what are you doing, Arcalic? You are in a big trouble with two people on your tail. There's nothing Smurf can do. As the TP from the top lane goes down into the mid, nothing much can happen right there.
Kra also roamed up, so if they're able to smite and secure this, it might be a decent win. Kra is going to get jumped on right now. In fact, D-Doc is here. Oh no.
No, there's 4 members chasing down the support. Why? Okay, I guess that works.
Yeah.
Support gets out of there alive. I guess you are chasing the support for the early Q money that you could possibly get.
Okay, NP this wave now pushing towards SIM. The smart play earlier from Arcalic was to freeze the wave, and then Smurf comes in, they punish hard, and now this wave is perpetually frozen. So Arcalic can keep this wave here for the next like 1 minute if he wants to. He is thinning it out so that it doesn't push into him, but what we should expect to see in the next like 1 minute, 1.5 minute is Arcalic with like a 15-20 CS lead because of his wave control here. And Smurf is free to just kind of back him up, essentially.
I think they spot out Smurf, but Hart maybe a bit too kind of overextend that kind of thing.
He doesn't need to go for anything. He just needs to freeze the wave here. Like, freeze the wave here, maintain a CS lead, get like level 5, level 6, and then go for the all-in.
I think the all-in is what needs Arcalic to do, as he actually has 2 Doran's Blade and a longsword and a boots.
Meanwhile, can see that the rest of SIM are also trying to hold even on their own. In the jungle, Smurf is down a bit of CS. He's actually caught up. Mez, or Greed rather, is not having a good time in the top lane because he TP'd down, whereas D-Doc he actually walked to the fight, right? So he's behind like 3 waves or 4 waves because of the TP earlier. And meanwhile, the AD carries are keeping even, so that's a good side up. Missing the CS, unlucky.
Sadly, he missed that CS. I think the items that the Silas has bought really shows that he really wants to snowball his lead, with the Dark Seal.
It's a normal start. It's a normal start for top laners to buy early Dark Seal. So Arcalic's gonna get jumped on.
And just a little bit of follow-up from the mid laner, but Smurfs know that the member of the of Cappuccino is in his jungle or something.
Oh, nice!
That's a nice RKO into the jungle right there. The Haymaker picks him up with the true damage.
They read that very well. They knew that Diana was in the top bush. So what they did was like, he's top bush, so the next like strategic place for him to go is our Raptors. We path down, we kill him on the way out because he has no flash. The only way he can, kind of exit the jungle is by using the ultimate. So Arcalic reads it, uses the RKO to launch him back in, and they find that kill there. Like I said, in about this time period, Arcalic's up like 15, 20 CS, and he's going to be able to hold this advantage with wave control. Very smart.
I think the investments are slowly starting to tick in for SIM right here.
Yeah, one thing to note too is that Hart is actually doing relatively well despite being down in CS. He is down 1 death as well, but he's not getting smashed in lane, right? So he's getting to the level 16 that we kind of hope for without too much issue. He's like 1/3 of the way there, and it might be weird to say, but as long as he can get to that point, NP will have a chance in this game.
I believe that's what we need to see happen, MP and SIM. Actually, I believe SIM, Greed is in the losing matchup against this. Sadly, this Jace. It's always the same thing, range top laner versus melee kind of thing.
Yeah. And also because, again, like I said, there's no good ultimates for him. Like, it's not an ultimate worth stealing, so he doesn't get an immediate power spike. Like, Silas's kit is very much dependent on what ultimates he can really, like, use and abuse. As we see Smurf here being able to pick up this dragon. So that, again, signals that, hey, the jungler's bot side allows D-Doc to just walk up and punish Greed in this lane.
Oh, but hold on a second. Greed wants a fight with D-Doc. D-Doc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing that the Lee Sin's bot side, he just can play super aggressive. It forces the base, and right here, Greed does not have TP, so he's going to miss this wave as well. And D-Doc's going to be able to pick up that turret plating as well. Mystic Shot should find him here. Or the ward, either one.
I guess they know they don't want to fight anything here. But I think that was quite a so-called, I would say, bad recall from the Lee Sin.
His recall timing lets the Diana know and lets Cappuccino know that, hey, you can come in and take this rip off, right? And he's gonna smite that one away, and now this
Arcalic finds a
ultimate
free
stolen.
kill.
Actually, he uses the Blast Cone to get out mid lane. Arcalic finding a solo bolo again here against the Kassadin.
I think this is what you meant by, Face Breaker into the Haymaker allows him for the kill potential.
Yep.
And then now he's already fed. He can start doing way more damage than he normally needs to do.
He also has the Ignite. Normally you see mid lane set, which is a weird sentence to say, normally you see mid lane set take TP. He took Ignite because he knows he has the kill potential here. So he's trying to flex on Heart and extend the early game lead. And remember I said that Heart, okay, he's scaling to level 16 very well. He's getting set back now. It's going to be even tougher for him to get to that point. Every time he dies, every time he doesn't collect CS, he's being denied that level 16 win condition.
He needs that XP early on in the game such that he can stay even, but right now it doesn't seem things are working his way. Certainly a level down and 10 CS behind. And 3 kills behind as well.
Yep. I want to see Greed here or Mez pick up a early tab eyes actually, or play steel caps, because majority of the damage from Jace is going to be like physical autos just poking him out, and that should allow him to sustain pretty well in this lane. He is falling behind like 30 CS, and that's not a good sign.
Especially in your Silas, falling behind is not something. Face Breaker tries to pull him in by Heart Realm walk. Face walks away, was it?
They're going to drop the Herald here and chase
And
onto
Smurf.
Smurf. Okay, so Smurf right now, he knows that this is going to be a free tier 1, and with Kra roaming up, they secure that, and it stops NP from fighting.
They go for the fight. The Moonfall will be able to find one. Arcalic Haymaker will be able to survive long enough, but Quick actually finds one with the Super Mega Death Rocket. And that's a 2-for-1 for the side of SIM.
Was it a 2-for-1? I think it's a 1-for-1.
1-for-2, because 2 members of SIM died, and then
Yep.
only Cappuccino died for NP.
But they get the mid tier 1, which is like reasonable after all. They open up a lot of the jungle as Greed here is going in for the Kingslayer.
they get the
manages
stun.
to land the stun actually.
He goes in for the fight. I think that's the out that he don't want to steal, but you have the Jace abilities, and you
yeah.
pick up the dot here on the top lane. That's a solo queue I want to watch.
The reason why he was able to find that is because D-Dog messed up and took 2 turret shots, if I'm not wrong. At least 1, if not 2 turret shots under tier 1. And otherwise, Mez doesn't get that kill. Right? Even with the ultimate that he steals, he doesn't get that kill. So, a bit of a misplay from D-Dog.
Yep, that was a bit of saddening for D-Dog on the top side. But I think that, allows Silas to actually catch up to what the Jace has already been doing.
This should be a kill on the... oh man, they missed the Sonic Wave. They
Sonic
could still
Wave.
dive him.
Arcalic is here and he has his ult up. Instead, they are opting to get the plates as fast as possible. This is what their investments allow them to. Right now, they have a 1k gold lead. Slows Arcalic, but that's not enough you can do. Not enough damage for the members of MP, as 4 of them are situated at the bottom side.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure on the Kassadin again. They don't want him to hit that level 16, so just investing a lot to make sure that he can't snowball. D-Dog, as long as he's sitting here not taking turret shots, he should be fine. You see, he's learning, right? He's like, okay, as long as I'm outside this turret range and I hit Greed for free and I don't get caught by the turret shots, I should be okay to shove him out.
It should be okay, but I guess the sustain from Greed should be there. I mean, he has 2 refillable pots, and
He's out of pots now, yeah.
he doesn't have his E, does he? He gets knocked away. He's using his E. Won't be able to land the stun. That's the Kingslayer use. He steals back the out. Good damage coming through, but D-Dog on the outplay right there.
he missed literally everything except from the Kingsley. I'm sorry I have to say that, but he missed literally everything.
Oh, the Super
this
Mega Death
time-
Rocket skills him! Oh, wow!
Okay, it's okay, Mez. You don't need to pop off when your ADC is capped. It's
Oh my
completely
god, the
fine.
Solar Flare lands, the Chain CC finds him, but the True Shot Barrage comes out wide. Here comes the Sonic Wave, they're going in for the fight. Smurf right now a bit too far in. Moonfall will be able to land, but it's not enough damage. Smurf going in again, finds the the gap closer onto the Fudge Nugget, but it's not enough. He's going in for another fight. He's low, he gets chunked away as Squirrels pick up one. He's finding another. But
one more auto, one more in range. Okay,
that's
he cleans it up.
a 3-for-1, I believe.
Yeah, it's a 3 for
Oh.
1, and they actually get hard too.
That's
so
a
a 4 for 1, another solo kill for Arcalic SIM. At 14 minutes, they suddenly ballooned this goal lead from 1k to 4k, right?
This is
And
the investments you've been talking about.
it's the SIM way, you know. Sometimes they're just so good at finding these mid game leads that, and a lot of these come from solo kills, right? They find these mid game leads that should not be achievable.
Yep. These they find those picks that just doesn't make sense. You know, we've seen the Ash shoot her arrow multiple times onto the top side. It doesn't land, and then the member of SIM comes up, says, "Right, we're gonna shoot a rocket to the top lane, and we're gonna find the kill."
Good snipe on the way out. Now D-Dog looking for greed again. We kind of saw the result of what happens when you fight without the turret. So I think like if you're greed, Mez, you know, you want to play a bit more safe. You try your best to keep that tier 1 up as long as possible. Allow your ADC and support to rotate
Oh,
in.
there is a fight in the top river. They're going in for the fight. Smurf finds one. We'll be able to find one. He's low on HP. He does pick up Cappuccino. They're looking for more. The Sonic Wave will be able to land. He's not going to use the gap closer as of yet. He does. He's used it. So Super Mega Death Rocket will be able to miss. But Smurf goes in for the fight. The insect out of the tower! What are you doing? Quick picks it up. And the Challenger emote comes out.
That was a good kick coming in from Smurf. Really, really smooth play from the jungler of SIM, knowing that he can connect these sonic waves and find the kicks.
And look, he's back to full health again.
It's also because he has Gold Drinker, so he knows his effective health is very high. The Jinx now 5-0 and 2. She's going to get to the point where like sieging is now no longer an issue because she will be able to pick up one more crit item to her name and have that so teamfight strength and sieging power. Rift Herald up now. Members of SIM rotating over. At 15, approaching 16 minutes, the gold lead has again grown to about 5k.
It's just slowly growing. This
It
is sort of the savings for us. It's just gonna grow and grow and grow. I mean, if you don't spend it, it will just grow.
Right now, SIM looking to spend their money actually.
Wow,
backing
that's
off. Zeal completed here for Quake. I think he should be moving to a static shift or potentially a phantom. No, yeah, he's moving towards a static, rapid fire cannon or static shift, I think.
Arcalic, if he finds a good recall, he doesn't find hard. He does find it very calling though.
Arcalic 144 CS to the 113 of his opponent, 4-2-1. He's had very good early game control against the Kassadin, solo killing him twice, and now playing against the Kassadin in the side lane. One thing you need to note is that in this matchup, it's better for Hart to just take the L and like not let Arcalic kill him anymore and just collect EXP, right? Even if it means your team losing objectives on the side of the map. Because like we said, the Kassadin wants level 16. He's like 5 levels away. All he needs to do really is just collect EXP. He doesn't want to die. Even if his team loses 1 or 2 turrets because of him, it's still fine.
He just needs 5 more levels, that kind of thing, you know?
Yep.
Oh, Solar Flare, everything is gonna miss, but he goes in. The Moonfall will be able to land, but it's not enough damage as Gentleman goes into the back line. D-Dog will be able to survive. True Shot Barrage goes wide right there. The Dog will fall.
They killed the
but
Jinx though.
They are looking for a fight. The stun will be landing onto Fudge Nugget, but the Phase Breaker will not be able to land. Arcalic tried his best. You know, that's I believe a 1 for 1 for the both sides.
Actually a 1 for 2, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Meanwhile,
D-Dog died.
Yeah. Meanwhile, NP looking to hold on to the defense. The upside is Hart against still collecting EXP in the solo lane. His team is taking the L for him, so he can collect all of this by himself. And like we said, the magic number is 16 for the Kassadin. Hopefully he can get there soon before the lead is too far out. Level 16 on Kassadin is a win condition, but it really doesn't matter if you're down like 15k gold, 10k gold, because then the Jinx will just like one-shot you before you walk in. So they still need to keep relevant in gold, right? Right now, 4k isn't the worst thing in the world for NP.
Now we've seen them do worse, you know, just now from like 10k gold loss. That's just not
No,
something
it was
you want.
like, at the widest gap, it was like 6k only.
Ah, but that's probably the second game of the day.
Smurf picking up this Cloud Dragon.
That is nearly soul point.
It is soul point,
It is.
yeah.
Right, one more dragon for the soul to come up. Arcalic again pushing off heart of this wave.
You can see what Arcalic is doing. He's basically just trying to match Heart, because his job is to suppress the Kassadin and pick up whatever turrets he can wherever he's laning, right? Even if you try to gank Arcalic, it doesn't matter, because he's able to like hold his own very well. So I don't know if Cappuccino really wants to force this.
However, Dodok looking for a fight on the bottom lane. The amount of damage he can do to Greed is way too much. He just dives him on the tower. And now in the top side, Moonfall will be used. Arcalic uses the RKO. Haymaker will be used. True damage misses. But that rocket as well as Arcalic picks up a solo double kill on the top side.
Like I said, he can hold his own, right? And the funny thing I want to mention, as our observer was able to catch on the way out for Greed, is he stole D-Doc's ultimate. Jace's kit is worse than his when he's running away, right? Because he has no lifesteal from the Kingslayer. He has no sort of suppression or any crowd control. Like, generally the worst kit to have when you're going up against Jace is Jace's kit, because yours is infinitely better. So he's getting slammed in this matchup, and I was kind of like right on the money there. I'm sure that Mez can play Silas because he used to be a mid laner, but whether he can play well and beat D-Doc is a whole different question. As the Rift Herald in mid gets additional value. There's another charge onto the inhibitor turret, and Kellic should be able to pick up top tier 2 as well.
That picks it up, gets a 600 gold into his bag, and he's getting more fat than he needs to be.
There will be a certain point where the game is going to come down to him. Like, he needs to be the one starting things off, because right now, you can see that the Kassadin feels very comfortable.
They're going in for the Leona, but it's not enough. TP will be used on both sides. Greed goes in, takes the damage from, I believe, D-Doc.
Yep. It was only one TP coming in from the Silas. Both of MP's core members still have their TP.
Oh.
That's important because D-Doc is winning the side lane against Greed, so having TP up means that he can solo kill the Silas and TP into a fight. And it still means that MP is not out of this game. I'm very hesitant to call this for SIM because, like I said, level 16 Kassadin, he's like level 12 now, and D-Doc is actually holding his own against Silas. So as the game goes on, if he can keep solo killing Mez, he can TP into his team's 5v5 and actually contribute.
I think Arcalic wants the Heart of Heart right here. He's going in for the fight. He tries his best to get out, but Greed is here to lock him down if he ever so needs.
He has no mana. That's the last Rift Walk. He has to flash out. He has no more mana.
There comes Greed. The sun won't be able to land, but the Everfrost will be able to find some minions. Not enough as Greed picks up the ultimate of Ezreal. Noah's looking for the fight. The Solar Flare misses the True Shot Barrage from above. The RKO finds the members of Tree. The true damage is not enough as Quick picks up the Ezreal. This Smurf is coming in. Look at the heal. The amount of damage that Cappuccino can do is not enough as the Lee Sin picks up a double. And this is what your gold lead has become.
Heart baited his team in there. They should have just sacrificed the Kassadin, right? He only had one more Rift Walk left and then he flashed out. In that case, it's just a lost cause. Just sacrifice the Kassadin and play to somewhere else. But because of that, they lose the jungle, they lose the AD carry, and they lose this Baron as well because SIM, they just dogpile all 5 members onto the top lane knowing the Kassadin is dead meat.
They pick up this Baron way so fast. I believe this is the very first Baron. This is the spawn timer for Baron, right? It's 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's 22 and a half, so it's an early-ish Baron. It's not like the earliest Baron, but it's an early-ish Baron. Right now, SIM with this Baron buff can split up on the map. Play 1-3-1, so you have your Leona, Jinx, and Lee Sin in one lane, your Silas in another lane, and your Set in another lane. So just split up and make sure the waves are all pushing, so you can collapse them at the same time.
He's trying so hard to not let the tower die. It's on a sliver of health.
Items coming in for The Jinx. Okay, so it's Runan's Hurricane instead. I thought it was gonna be this direct shift for RFC, but he wants the team fight power instead of pure siege. I can understand that.
I mean, they are looking for this mid tier, the inhib turret right here. The face breaker, he does fine. Oh, that's an insane amount of damage. They go dying everywhere. Punch Naga can't do anything. R. Kelly just slides there. He's just, oh my god, he's BMing the opponent in the middle of a fight. I think this shows you how powerful SIM is.
This is gonna be tough. I think they're just gonna. Oh,
Smurf.
they missed it. They missed the
missed it.
insect, but the
that's
Super
so
Mega
damn
Death Rocket is enough. And now, it's all up to SIM to close out this game. They've gotten all the kills that they need. The top lane is dead. The ADC is.
There's
also
nothing they can
dead.
do.
They're chasing in onto the Kassadin, and the
Diana
Moonfall coming in as well. The last Nexus turret is gonna
Moonfall.
fall. They're chasing in for the next couple of kills. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the series. It's gonna be SIM in the grand finals, going up against Nanyang Polytechnic next week.
Yep, SIM put a splendid display of talent right there. Look at how
I'm a big fan of, well, I'm not a big fan. I'm a big fan of like the gameplay. I'm not a big fan of the IGN on the back of Arakelik's shirt. It's a bit like too crude for my taste, I'll be honest. But yeah, good job from SIM. You know, as far as individual gameplay goes, as far as working as a team goes, they really put on a stellar performance, and they will be in the finals against Nanyang Poly next week, and that's going to be a challenge for first place for Nanyang Poly. They've been maintaining their first place streak for the past 2 years. This might be the time where SIM comes to dethrone them and prevent the three-peat, but we will see how that one plays out, right? And before we go off for today, I believe we have our winner for the KM300 giveaway, so hopefully production will have that up for our screen in a bit.
Yep, like if you guys didn't know, this is the KM300. This is the one that you guys will be winning. We are about to get the winner up on our screen soon.
Yep. Man, I just want to say that SIM was really clean that game, and I'm looking forward to our grand finals next week. It's going to be a best of 5, I believe. It will go on at 1 p.m. Next week is the 7th of August, so that should be the Campus Legends grand finals, and a lot of hype being built up already as we take a look at who is the lucky winner for today. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be Baby Life. Okay, interesting. I actually know this guy. Fun fact. You know what? Congratulations. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else beyond that. If you guys know, you know. But congratulations to our winner for the keyboard. And enjoy. Any closing words before we close out today's broadcast, Nick?
Probably not from me, but SIM really did a beautiful job. I can't wait to see the next week's match. SIM versus NYP.
Yep. And like Nick said, SIM versus NYP is going to be our grand finals, a best of 5. Whether SIM will be able to dethrone NYP or whether NYP will be able to make it a three-peat and win 3 years running for Campus Legends, we'll find out next week on the stream at 1 p.m. 7th August. See you guys then. But until then, remember to practice social distancing measures and get your vaccinations if you've yet to. And of course, do remember to support your local hawkers because everything's closed right now, so it's a bit hard for them. But beyond that, thank you so much for tuning in and have a great weekend, guys.
A lot of my painting is about movement. I really gravitated to the circle, and from the circle came the atom. It's like the center of everything, the universe, our biology, all of it. The atom is constantly in motion. We're introducing active wear. It's the best way I can represent when Uniqlo